Dave Clawson and Dino Babers in the Falcons' happy return to Ford Field, where quarterback Matt Johnson threw 5 touchdown passes in the MAC championship win over Northern Illinois. But tonight, he'll face multiple award winner Aaron Donald and a vicious Pitt defense. It's the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl from Detroit right now. Welcome inside beautiful Ford Field in downtown Detroit, part of Capital One Bowl Week, the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl. Tonight, the champions of the Mid-America Conference, Bowling Green, taking on from the ACC 6-6 Pitt Panthers. Inside our booth with Ray Bentley, I'm Dave Lamont. Nikki Noto will be with us in a moment, and we thank you for making us part of your holidays. Hope you had a great Christmas yesterday, and of course for us, this is a Christmas gift, getting the opportunity to see this bowl game and getting an opportunity to see a team that shocked not just the MAC, but the college football world when Bowling Green took down previously unbeaten Northern Illinois. So many people figured, oh, they're going to the BCS. No, they're not. They've got a nice bowl game, but not the BCS.
You're right, Dave. It was a surprising win for Bowling Green, and they did it the old-fashioned way with defense as they shut Jordan Lynch down in this ball game. Other than this rushing touchdown, he did not have much success. And on the other side, Matt Johnson, the quarterback for Bowling Green, had an outstanding night. The 5 touchdown passes. He played extremely well. That team played well. This is a good football team. You're in for a treat tonight.
And you're in for a treat if you have not yet seen Aaron Donald play. Won 4 major postseason awards, not just a couple of them. Ray, why is this Pitt defensive tackle so good?
Well, I think the biggest thing is his ability to get off the ball so quickly. In short spaces, he covers ground better than anybody else on their team, at least according to Coach Paul Chryst. And then the ability of using his hands. It's so underrated in terms of defensive line play. But he's hard to block one-on-one because he uses his hands so well. And then the final thing is the leverage that he plays with. He's 6 foot tall. He's able to get down low, get a good knee bend, and just fend people off. He can beat double teams.
Well, he's going to be chasing Matt Johnson all night long. Nikki Noto caught up with him just moments ago.
Matt, prior to this game, I'm going to call you out a little bit. On Twitter, you said it was Pitt. You wanted Pitt to play in this bowl game. Why'd you want to play him so badly?
Just being a Pennsylvania guy, it was a little bit of a dream for me to play for either Penn State or Pitt. Unfortunately, it never happened, but I know some guys on the team from high school, so I just wanted the opportunity to play against them and play against my home state school.
So you weren't recruited by your home state. Does that allow you to play with a little bit of your chip on your shoulder, if you will?
Just a little bit. It's not like I'm seeking vengeance against Pitt or anything. This coaching staff wasn't even there when I was getting recruited, but I said this whole week. It's nice to know that you have an offer from your home state. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to receive one, but it will be just a little bit of a chip.
Now, the other quarterback, Tom Savage, has had an unusual journey, to say the least, beginning in New Jersey at Rutgers, then goes to Arizona. He wasn't really a rich rod guy, so he ends up at Pittsburgh and has a chance here tonight in this bowl game. Had an excellent season, and you kind of like his skill set, right?
Yeah, I think he's got a very big, strong arm, can make a lot of throws, all the throws, actually. I'm impressed when they're on one hash, he's able to throw the out and the comeback all the way to the other sideline and get it there quickly. The one thing he has to do tonight is make good decisions. If they turn the ball over, Pitt will be in trouble.
And there's Adam Shire, the interim coach. He had been the special teams coordinator. Dave Clawson took the job at Wake Forest. He is taking his offensive and defensive coordinators with him. Adam Shire has been tight-lipped about his future as to whether he will stay at Bowling Green or not, but it won't be as the head coach, as Dino Babers was hired from Eastern Illinois. Paul Chryst, 12 wins in his second season at a Pitt program that needs stability after all the coaching drama they went through for several years. And Chryst trying to get his team to win this bowl game. They were defeated earlier this year, actually, in the calendar year in the BBVA Compass Bowl by Ole Miss. Pitt won the toss. They have elected to receive. Lafayette Pitts, Tyler Boyd awaiting. This is going to be Boyd at the 5-yard line. That's Pitts, at the 20-yard line. And that's all, is Bowling Green with good special teams coverage. And here comes Tom Savage on that offense for Bowling Green, and they are beat up. It's just finding out tonight that Pitt only has 6 offensive linemen available. They do not have their outstanding wide receiver, Devin Street, either. So a little bit of a short deck for the Panthers to play with tonight.
And that puts even more pressure on Tom Savage. I mean, it's going to have to come from him tonight, not only making plays, but keeping everybody in the right mind frame.
And Bowling Green's defense, one of the best in the nation. The handoff to Isaac Bennett, and there's a good example of how tough Bowling Green is defensively. On top of him, DJ Lynch, leading tackler for Bowling Green. Number 1 in the MAC in defense, and some of the best defensive stats in the nation. Ray, take us through some of our impact players tonight.
Well, for the Pitt offense, to me, it's James Conner, the running back, the true freshman, 6'2", 230 pounds. He's a sledgehammer. And then Tyler Boyd, the freshman receiver we talked about. For Bowling Green, DJ Lynch, who just made that tackle. And Boo Boo Gates, who's the strong safety. He'll be up in the box playing a lot of 8-man fronts, which they're in here right now, to stop the Pitt running game.
Now on 2nd and 11, Savage takes the middle of the field in and out of the hands of Boyd. It'll be 3rd down and 11. Pass might have been just a hair behind him.
One thing Pitt really wants to do tonight, Dave, is establish the running game. And Bowling Green's going to bring 8 men up in the box, and they're going to force them to throw the ball down the field. But if you can still run the ball when the other team's trying to stop it, that opens up everything.
Bowling Green's defense, 36% 3rd down conversions they allowed. Savage pressure right up the middle. He avoids that. He's got decent speed. Not a running quarterback, and he'll make something out of it. Tried to stretch for the extra yardage, but this Sunbelt officiating crew not buying that. He's out of bounds at the 28. After 9, it's 4th and 2.
Simple blitz right there. You're going to see DJ Lynch, little cross fire coming across. He misses the tackle, but as you mentioned, Savage is a large human being at 6'5", 230. Has good straight line speed. Not particularly quick, but he was quick enough to avoid Lynch on that last play and get it close to a 1st down, but ends up a yard or 2 shy.
Matt Yaklik in to punt for Pitt. Ryan Burbring, who has housed 1 punt already this season for the Falcons, who are not in their traditional orange and brown tonight. They went for a different uniform look for the bowl game. Fair catch. And Burbring right at the 20-yard line. So that's exactly where the Falcons will start after a 52-yard punt by Yaklik. So there you see number 11, Matt Johnson. And I'll never forget when I watched that MAC championship game, the joy on his face as he knew that it was going to be Bowling Green that was going to win this game really registered with me. Incredible happiness after that victory.
Well, he came in, he didn't make all MAC in terms of 1st or 2nd team as a quarterback, and he felt a little dissed there. He had a chip on his shoulder about not being recruited. We heard from Nicky in the interview beforehand. So for him to bring his team to a championship like he did, man, that was exceptionally rewarding. So I certainly understand the emotion of I showed you all, and he did.
And play action fake for Johnson. Looks like he wants to go deep and has all sorts of time and has a man open. And in good coverage, closing speed that time, as Ronnie Moore was the intended receiver. Terrish Webb came in and closed on that gap, so it'll be 2nd down and 10.
This one takes a lot of protection. You're going to see the route come across and then go up the field on a late wheel route. Actually, it was the inside receiver, my mistake there, but that one takes a long time to develop, and great coverage by Pitt of staying with it. Webb stayed with his man the entire way.
It's Travis Green motioning out. And some pressure from Donald, flushing out Johnson, and he's brought down in the backfield of the 10-yard line by Shakir Soto, getting an opportunity to start tonight with the injury to Brian Murphy, or actually a personal reason that Murphy could not be with the team. It's 3rd and 20.
And this is just good coverage down the field. There's nowhere for Johnson to go with the football. And then they did also a nice job of not overrunning, because Matt Johnson will step up into the pocket and then, sneak to the outside. And Pitt had a lot of discipline staying on the level with the quarterback.
Amazingly, that's just the 19th sack Pitt has scored this season. More pressure. And Donald again being disruptive, forcing Johnson to roll. And he, too, much like his counterpart, will get it a little bit close to the 1st down marker, but not enough. Heath Jackson on the grab. It'll be 4th down.
That's what I was talking about, Dave, with Matt Johnson's ability to elude rushers that get up the field too far and then still get the edge. However, he wasn't able to make the conversion on that 3rd and long.
Now, Tyler Boyd does not normally return punts, but Kevin Weatherspoon fractured a foot in the final regular season game and lost to the Miami Hurricanes. So Boyd will take that opportunity tonight. Ryan Smittebush, good punter, and he just cranked it. Boyd makes a Willie Mays-like catch at the 13-yard line, trying to make something out of it, and he might. Got a key block. He'll get outside the 30, not quite, on the 30-yard line, but that was a spectacular punt return after a 61-yard punt. Defenses have spoken early. We'll see what Pitt can do on their second possession when we come back to Detroit. Defense is stepping up early here in the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl at Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Well, we talked a little bit about Northern Illinois in our open. Guess what? You can see them tonight. Capital One Bowl Week continues at 9:30 Eastern with the San Diego County Credit Union Bowl. The best defensive team in the Mountain West faces one of the top quarterbacks in the country, one of the Heisman finalists, Jordan Lynch, and those Huskies from NIU. The San Diego County Credit Union Bowl, Utah State, Northern Illinois. That's 9:30 on ESPN, of course, live on Watch ESPN. And Northern Illinois, and what's unusual, not unusual, but interesting, is so many of those rush yards come from Jordan Lynch, the quarterback.
Yeah, he's amazing, Dave. I saw 2 games this year where he went over 300 yards. It was just incredible, and he makes great decisions in that zone read scheme, and then he's like a fullback running with the football.
Yeah, he's more than happy to hit you before you hit him. Isaac Bennett, the tailback for Pitt, number 34. Play action faked him. Savage under a lot of heat, and down he goes back at the 20-yard line. Jarris Campbell, number 90, got in there to lead the crew. That is the 29th sack by Bowling Green this year.
And they bring a blitz. You're going to see a blitzer coming off the edge, off the top. There is Boo Boo Gates. See him, he comes in late, and he's the one who just gets unblocked, and he's in there along with Campbell and company to make the play there. And Pitt's got to be able to pick up those blitzers. That time they had no idea where Boo Boo Gates was.
Second down and 20. So Pitt recorded a sack, and now Bowling Green has countered. Savage, this is Boyd, and he is hit immediately, continues to fight, and ended up losing yardage. He lost a couple of yards. It was Aaron Foster who brought him down, and with Boo Boo Gates in there as well. So Pitt going backwards, now third and about 23.
Yeah, this is just great reaction out on the outside. Aaron Foster comes up, nobody to block him. I'd like to see him wrap up on that tackle, but then Boo Boo Gates shows up to make a play. You're going to see Gates all over the field. They kind of let him run a little bit free in a lot of these schemes, and he shows up around the football.
see what Pitt's philosophy is here. Just try to make this 4th and manageable, or hurl it. Nice throw by Savage. The catch made by Boyd. But we have a little bit of a pattern here. Just short of first down. So they make it again. As you said, 4th and manageable, but Matt Yachlik will be out to punt. They needed 23. They gained 19.
And that's the arm strength I was talking about with Tom Savage. That's a difficult throw from the opposite hash, throwing a comeback route right along the sideline, some 15 to 17 yards down the field, and he threw a rope. That's good stuff. Not a lot of guys can do that.
So Burbring again. Yachlik again. You see this time he drops the ball in a different way to try to generate some more juice. And there's going to be catch interference. Pitt will recover the football, but it seems almost certain that we're going to get catch interference against the Panthers. Nicholas Grigsby looked like he made contact with Burbring.
Yeah, he just kind of went by him and stuck the arm out and mistimed it.
Charles Lewis is our referee from the Sun Belt.
Kick catch interference on the kicking team, number 3. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 1st and 10.
You see right here, goes by and he just couldn't resist. And Grigsby had to throw the arm out there. Just a little too early.
And we're also honored to be joined from the Sun Belt. Dick Honig is up here as our official observer. So if we need to talk to Mr. Honig?
I haven't seen Mr. Honig since Joe Paterno chased him off the field a few years back.
Dick's, I'm sorry, with the Big Ten, not with the Sun Belt. We're delighted that he is here with us. That's right, I remember that now. On the ground, this is Green, and he'll get a yard and a half. It'll be 2nd down and long. Travis Green came to Bowling Green as a wide receiver and needed some help at running back. And the redshirt sophomore posted a school record 1,555 yards.
Yeah, he's a special player. I love the way he sticks his foot in the ground and gets north and south in a hurry. Very decisive, and when he decides, he's straight ahead, no fair dodging. Aaron Donald beat a double team on that last play to get in on the tackle.
He didn't have an especially good game against the Miami Hurricanes in the regular season finale, but he has been really aggressive so far. Green got by him, but a great tackle by Jason Hendricks, number 25. Stud at the safety position for Pitt. Gain of a couple, so it'll be 3rd and about 5, maybe 6.
Yeah, Hendricks, the leading tackler on this team. You don't necessarily want your safety to be the leading tackler as Bowling Green goes into a hurry-up mode.
Johnson comes out firing, and there's the first down of the game. Catch made by Joplin. Joplin gets inside the 40 and is spun down by Webb at the 36-yard line. An 18-yard pickup by the senior from Sylvania, Ohio.
I asked Warren Ruggiero, the offensive coordinator for the Falcons, if they were going to deploy some of this hurry-up offense because Pitt struggled with it so much in their game against Miami in the season finale. And he kind of hemmed and hawed, but here they did. They ran it out there, and Pitt wasn't able to respond. A lot of times it's play action pass when Johnson comes up under center.
Like that. Middle of the field, open catch. Joplin again. Brought down to the 19-yard line. Hendricks and Webb in there on the stop, along with K'Wan Williams, number 2. That's a 17-yard pickup and another Bowling Green first down.
Yeah, and this is Alex Bear, the tight end. You're going to see him right here. He's going to release and just come up the seam. And with all the play action, people bite on it. And there's no real intermediate coverage to take that away. And the safeties are back over the top. Great design and execution by Bowling Green.
And Johnson now goes back to a pistol formation. He's got fullback. Actually, that's Bayer, the tight end, is sort of an H-back position next to him. And this will be Green going left. And there's what Ray talked about, his decisive cutting. That'll be just about a 4-yard pickup for Green. Vinipal on the stop for Pitt.
And in the vision, too, Dave. I mean, that cut that he made was that play was designed to go to his right. And he caught it and saw it, and he cut it all the way outside to almost outside the edge, back to the left. That's just great vision by a running back of seeing the whole field, knowing where to go.
Vinipal, number 9, near threatening a blitz for Pitt. Now Johnson changing the play, but under 7 seconds to get it off. And it's Green again running left, and this time nothing doing. While Donald occupied a blocker, Pitt was able to stuff that play for no gain as Anthony Gonzalez stepped up from his linebacker spot, so it remains 3rd and 6.
And Gonzalez, I like the way he plays the linebacker position. He comes downhill, gets up in there, and makes hits.
Johnson, again they go to tempo. Johnson in some trouble. He's going to take off, running right, sees the first down marker, has it, and he'll get out of bounds at around the 6-yard line.
And what happens is Pitt wasn't quite ready. Again, the hurry up from Bowling Green, they're using it judiciously. And Johnson gets up inside the edge rusher, which, by the way, was James Conner, the backup running back, playing some defense for Pitt. He's able to get the edge and get the sticks, get the first down.
Yeah, again, with the injury, or with Murphy unavailable, I should say. He's not hurt, he's just not here. James Conner will get some playing time at defensive end. Might have been an offsides there. They'll go to Green. Green will run into a lot of traffic. It looked like David Durham might have been in there for Pitt. And Gonzalez in there as well, number 28. But let's see exactly what this flag is after the 2-yard gain. And Gonzalez's helmet came off, so he's going to have to sit a play out.
I really didn't see any pre-snap movement, Dave. So
nope, no flag.
Pick it up.
They did pick it up. It looked like there was an offsides against the Panthers. But instead it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 3-yard line. 38 touchdowns and 59 red zone appearances as Johnson is stopped by Hendricks. Another redshirt senior from Brooklyn. Maybe an NFL prospect. Good tackle there.
Yeah, Hendricks just sneaks in off the edge. You're going to see him right there in front of you at the screen. And he gets up in there before the pullers are able to come around and spot him. That's great scouting by the Pitt defense. Matt House, the defensive coordinator, saw something on film right there and said, I know what we can get. Let's come off the edge, a little Charlie blitz here down the goal line, get something done, and they did.
10th play of the drive. Bowling Green has converted 2 third downs. Johnson chased. Oh, and brought down by Tyrone Ezell. And Johnson went one way, and Ezell just brought him in a different direction at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, watch this. This is what you call snatching somebody. He just snatches him by, actually a horse collar there. He got away with it. It should have been called. Looked like he had the hand inside the shoulder pads there and didn't pull him all the way down in a traditional horse collar sense, but definitely grabbed him by the shoulder pads.
Well, that looked like your dad grabbing you when you did something wrong and you try to go the other direction. No, you don't. Wow.
Put the brakes on you in a hurry.
Tyler Tate, 16-20 on the year. The MAC is loaded with great field goal kickers. No problem for Tate. I would go so far as to say the MAC probably has, top to bottom, the best field goal kickers in the nation. Why that is, I don't know. But Bowling Green converts on their 2nd drive. Their defense has been strong so far against the Panthers. They'll take the field against Pitt when we return.
2013 Little Caesars Bowl is brought to you by Little Caesars. Try our large, deep dish pepperoni pizza with 8 crunchy corner slices for just $8. Aflac, official partner of the Heisman Trophy. And GMC, introducing the all-new 2014 GMC Sierra. Incredible thinking in the form of a truck.
What a thrill it's got to be. Although Pitt plays at an NFL stadium in Heinz Field with the home of the Steelers, but still fun to come to a gorgeous facility like Ford Field here, home of the Detroit Lions. Now, earlier we had that sack by Tyrone Ezell, his first sack of the season, by the way. And we had commented that it might have been a horse collar tackle, but Dick Honig steps in and says what?
He says there is no horse collaring within the pocket. So in that case, it definitely occurs in the pocket. So no horse collar flag. My mistake. That's why we're glad we have you up here, Dick, so we can give you a hard time and get the right rules from you.
And so far, both have been happening. Yeah. So there's Tyrone. Yeah, that was just a man's play right there.
That's fun to see every once in a while.
Like now, can Pitt get going on offense? They've had 2 first down snaps, and they're minus 11 in first down yards.
That's where they have to get something going. Expect maybe a play-action pass to get things started with the first play of this drive.
This will be Pitts trying to get to the edge. Plays off a block nicely. He's got some room. Pitt's getting some great blocking, and he's brought down right around midfield. Don't see any flags down, so excellent starting position for the Panthers, something they've lacked in their first 2 possessions.
Yeah, and this helps immensely with your play calling, too, because you start this drive right at midfield. This is great execution, an outstanding return by Boyd, but the blocking is good. I mean, there's nobody around him. You see, there's a nice kick in right there. You got the kick out block, getting people on bodies down the field. That's well executed by the Pitt special teams.
It's interesting. They have 2 23s returning kicks. Lafayette Pitts and Tyler Boyd. Pitts has the hair coming out of the helmet. And it looks like a false start penalty against Wantez Hollins.
Before the snap, false start, offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So first down still remains a problem for Pitt, although it'll be 1st and 15.
Another crack at it right here.
And if you're just joining us, Pitt only has 6 offensive linemen available tonight. Between injuries and folks not making the trip for personal reasons. Straight ahead, here's Connor. He's already played a defensive end. He picks up a yard there, brought down very quickly. It'll be 2nd down and about 14.
And Bowling Green right now is stacking the box. They are daring Pitt to throw the football on what you would usually call run-type downs, 1st and 2nd down. And so far, Pitt hasn't given it a shot, but they're going to. They're going to have to, because you're not going to be able to run the ball when Bowling Green has 8 men in the box.
Well, they gave him an extra yard. We're going to call it 2nd and 13.
You got 8 in there again. Gates is creeping up.
Savage, 3-step drop, quick fires, caught by Boyd. Boyd into Bowling Green territory, brought down at the 46-yard line, sets up 3rd down and about 6 following a gain 7.
And that's not a bad little play right there. You're going to see it's just basically a hitch route where Boyd will run the defender off a little bit, get that cushion, then stick the foot, come back to it. Ball's there on time, good throw. Pick up a few yards afterwards, get yourself in 3rd and reasonable. Likes to blitz in these situations. They're lining up to do it right now. Here they come.
Savage saw it all the way, hung in there, makes a dynamite throw and a beautiful catch. That's Boyd again, already 4 grabs for Tyler Boyd and a 1st down for Pitt.
This is a great job by Tom Savage of staying in there, hanging in there, knowing he's going to take a hit, and then finding his receiver Boyd, who's just going to run a little out, get past the sticks, come back to help your quarterback. That one would have been good on Sundays. Looks like he got the double tap and the drag right there, both feet in.
First down for Pitt. Don't forget they only started this drive at the Bowling Green 49 after the great kickoff return by Pitts. Now let's try a little stretch. This is Connor again, broke 1 tackle and keeps going and finally steps out of bounds a couple of yards shy of the 1st down.
I like Connor's attitude. He's telling him. He's told Boo Boo Gates, here I come. I'm going to be coming around there all day. He did not give up on this run. A lot of guys you see that close to the sidelines will just find a way to step out of bounds. Connor found a way to stay in bounds and keep the leg drive and pick up 8 on first down.
Isaac Bennett and Connor do most of the run work. Occasionally we'll see Rakid Ibrahim come in for Pitt, sometimes on third downs, but it's going to be Connor as the fullback Jubilato in motion, trying to run behind him. Connor does that and squirts in for the first down at the 24-yard line. So Pitt, how have they changed their approach, besides getting the good field position, of course?
Well, I think the key was the passes that they threw to move the chains and get it going. They are starting to dominate a little bit up front, pushing Bowling Green back. And it was really the effort of Connor that got him that nice run on first down that allowed him then to just run the power play up the middle and get enough for another first down.
That's a power-looking formation with Connor. He gets a couple of blocks, gets several, gets inside the 20, and about another 8-yard, maybe even 9-yard pickup on first down. Well, their fortunes have clearly shifted after their early first down troubles. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Yeah, and right now they're starting to knock Bowling Green off the football. And that was a concern when I'm looking at this game. Is Bowling Green going to be able to hold up at the defensive end position more than anything? I think Bowling Green's solid at their tackles with Ted Ouellette and Jarius Campbell, but the defensive ends are a little light, and the linebackers are a little light. So Pitt is going to take advantage of that and try and push people back.
Connor gets a hole off the left side, and he'll score. Touchdown, Panthers.
Here it is. This is just power football, ISO basically, and DJ Lynch, the linebacker, has to be outside when he takes on the fullback. He's got to keep the outside hand free and force that inside. The fullback was able to turn him a little bit. Connor saw the seam, showed the speed on the edge, got it outside into the end zone.
Got a big block too from Jamar Parrish. Chris blew it on for the PAT. And Pitt did a lot of power running. They had a couple of tight ends in. They would use Jubilato and Parrish primarily. Connor, 4 straight carries, 37 yards, and his 8th rushing touchdown of the year, untouched into the corner of the end zone. Panthers in front, 58 remaining in the quarter. The good old days of two-way football. James Conner has played defense and offense, particularly successful on the offensive end of it With that touchdown run, he ran the last 4 plays for 37 yards, 8 touchdowns on the year. He had 3 100-yard games on the season.
Yeah, he got his guys excited, I think, Dave, with that run that he had where he could have went out of bounds, didn't, and then challenged Boo Boo Gates after the play, let him know he's going to be here all day, and Pitt, and they thrived on that.
And that kickoff will be taken in the end zone. Touchback out of the 25-yard line for Bowling Green. Hear a few extra whistles in the distance. A couple of guys still hitting each other after the whistle, but no flags thrown. So Matt Johnson will come out. 5 touchdown passes for number 11 in that MAC championship game. And Bowling Green was not exactly a fluke. They earned their way into that game by having one of the best defenses in the MAC.
Yeah, there's an old saying, Dave, defense wins championships, offense sells tickets and whatnot, and it's fun to watch, but you stop people and you got a chance, and that's what Dave Clawson, who has now left the program and been hired at Wake Forest, but that's what he kind of built the program on. It'll be interesting to see if Dino Babers, the new hire from Eastern Illinois, will continue the same thing here at Bowling Green.
And not much there for Green, and he breaks loose and picks up 5 when he probably shouldn't have had any. Ray Vinipal finally brought him down. So it'll be 2nd down and about 5. And there is the new head coach, Dino Babers. And you talk about Eastern Illinois. His background, Ray, is offense. He came from Baylor. He was a receivers coach and coordinating recruiting, head of recruiting, I should say, when Robert Griffin III was there as Baylor began to build their program. And he is an offensive-minded coach, ran a great offense at Eastern Illinois, getting 12 wins into the FCS quarterfinals. And they go misdirection with Green, and that didn't fool Tyrone Ezel too much. It'll be 3rd down and a couple as big number 50 off to a good start for the Panthers in the waning seconds of this first quarter.
Yeah, and he's getting a lot of one-on-one opportunities because pretty much every play Bowling Green is accounting for Aaron Donald. They're double teaming Aaron Donald, and you have to. If not, he's going to disrupt your team.
Dino Babers doing a little politicking. He'll be doing some coaching next year, but so far it's been a hard-hitting battle. Pitt taking advantage with the Pitt's kickoff return and the counter touchdown run, leads after 1. The Little Caesars Pizza Bowl in downtown Detroit.
Visit WatchESPN.com or download the Watch ESPN app to watch ESPN live anytime, anywhere. Brought to you by Vizio.
There is the famed Spirit of Detroit statue now in this city, which has had so many great teams, particularly in the NHL and the NBA in the past, and the Tigers. Sometimes that statue has a jersey on it, depending on how big the game is coming up. Maybe for the Outdoor Classic, there'll be a Red Wings jersey on that statue on January 1. Meantime, Johnson first down, throws the slant, hit immediately by Hendricks. Short gain by Sean Joplin.
And I don't know if he got the first down.
Boy, that is really close. It was third and a couple. And looking at the official on the far side, he's got a closed fist, which indicates fourth down.
Yeah, and that's a good spot because it didn't look like Joplin got past the 29, maybe 29 and a half before he was hit and stopped and knocked backwards immediately by Hendricks. Bam, right there you see Hendricks comes up and stops the progress immediately, and Bowling Green's forced to punt this one away.
Yeah, no question on the spot.
Although Adam Shire, the interim head coach here, is also the special teams coach. Maybe he's got a fake dialed up for this bowl game.
And the whistle is only to reset a clock. It is not for any kind of booth stoppage. First time that Smidbush punted, it was 60 yards. We got Tyler Boyd back deep to return. No fake. And this is another one. The left foot just crushed. Boyd back to the 10. Ooh, takes a hit inside the 10. Down to the 6-yard line and getting up talking trash. Big hit that time. Ronnie Moore, a wide receiver, not a big man, put on a big hit.
Welcome back to the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl here at Ford Field. I'm standing with the future Falcons head coach and Coach Dino Babers. Coach, first and foremost, congratulations on the hire. In your first pressure, you said be special, be different, be Bowling Green. What attracted you to the position in the program?
Well, when you look at the winning tradition that's gone on in that program, starting with Doak Perry and all the great coaches in the state of Ohio, some of them still in the state of Ohio, we don't have to name who. When you have an opportunity to coach at a program like that, it's just very hard to turn down, Nikki.
What's first on the docket for you, Coach? What's the first thing you're going to do?
get to know the players. I want to sit down with every single player, make sure that they understand where I'm going to come from. I want to hear their views on things they thought were good and bad in the program, and together we'll make a mix and find out what we can end up with coming out next year.
All right, Coach, you're going to have to put on your coaching hat for me right here. Your team is down 4 points. What do they have to do to pull away with the win again here at Ford Field in Detroit?
We need to keep doing what we're doing. We need to tackle a little bit better, make sure we wrap up that big tailback, number 40, and eliminate the big plays that may be happening right now while I'm watching.
All right, Dave, that sounds like a head coach to me. Back to you guys.
And it was happening while he was talking because Tyler Boyd got loose, and after one missed tackle, he turned this into a 46-yard gain.
Yeah, this is another really nice throw from Savage. I mean, that's a tight spiral on the money on the outside. The coverage too loose, and then Boyd's able to shake that one man and then get it up past midfield. And I like the play selection. Pitt, going with a passing play back in the shadow of their own goal post. That's a good decision.
They leave Connor in the tailback position, and he gets the carry. Oh, what a sweet little double step that was. And he's out of bounds. He could have been caught in the backfield. Instead, he picks up 6.
I think he just did the Charleston there, Dave.
Cameron Truss had a shot at him, and then he wasn't there anymore.
Watch the fancy footwork here by the big man right there. Little sidestep, little karaoke is actually what it was. Then gets the stiff arm on, and it still didn't get him to the ground. That's some pretty nice feet for the big 6'2", 230-pound freshman.
6 carries and 45 yards, 2nd and 4. Staying with a hot back, and he's got some holes. He'll be just a hair short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and really less than a yard to go. Looks like Paul Swan in there on the stop for Bowling Green, one of the captains, number 33.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the way this makeshift offensive line for the Pitt Panthers has played thus far tonight, David. They, as you mentioned, just have 6 guys up for the ball game, 2 starters out. They had to shuffle guys around, and yet they're doing a great job of pushing people out of the way, and then the backs are finishing runs.
Connor straight up, and you look at the top of your screen, the official says he didn't make it. It's 4th down. Big hit by DJ Lynch.
Yeah, and it was DJ Lynch who stepped in and hits it over the top. The good penetration and pushback by the initial charge, and then Gates and Lynch, they meet Connors face to face and force him to go backwards.
And on 4th down, and not even a full yard, Pitt will leave the offense out there. Well, they're taking a long time to get the play signaled in. Already 13 on the play clock.
Yeah, they might end up having to take a timeout here as they're down to under 10.
Play you don't often see because of spread type offenses is the quarterback sneak, and they had the first down on the sneak. There's a flag down.
And there was still 1 second left on the play clock before that.
Timeout, Bowling Green. That is their first timeout of the first half.
So the
This
flag
will be a media timeout.
will be picked up, and it will be Bowling Green trying to figure out what they want to do defensively as Pitt needs less than a yard to keep the drive alive here. Panthers trying to finish the season with a winning record.
2013 Little Caesars Bowl is brought to you by your next truck, Ford F-150. The Quicksilver Card from Capital One. Earn 1.5% cash back on every purchase. And Tostitos Chips and Dips. Bring the party.
Well, when you're away from home on Christmas, getting ready for your bowl game, you got to find some fun. And you saw some of the Christmas dinners. And that last picture there, Bowling Green's defensive line sang the 12 Days of Christmas. And they were the top skit presented at the Bowling Green dinner. Meantime, Pitt was visited by the most buffed Santa Claus I've ever seen. 4th down and less than a yard to go for the Panthers.
If I'm Savage, I'm going to sneak it again.
He does.
I think he got it with just a push.
Yeah, I always look for that official coming in from the top, and he appears to have pushed it past the 4th down mark. Should be a 1st down, and he is.
And the penetration, or the push, I should say, from the offensive line, starting with Artie Roll, the center. He stalemates Jairus Campbell, and then he slides off to the side behind his left guard, getting the push behind Schleeper, the 5th-year senior, and that just enough to get the 1st down.
So Paul Christ getting some good blocking from his understaffed offensive line. They keep Connor into the tailback. Power formation. Connor plays off the block. He has got really quick feet, and he's also got a 1st down to the 20-yard line. Boo Boo Gates ran him out of bounds. And once again, Connor made the first man miss. That's all he had to do.
Yeah, he did, and the great vision that he has. Watch him, I mean, this is supposed to go up the middle, but he sees he's got the edge as Brian Sutton is being engaged with one of the extra blockers. As right now, Pitt's going with a tight end and 2 fullbacks in their offense, and they're just pushing Bowling Green off the ball. They're challenging them, saying, hey, you can put 8 in the box, 9 in the box, it doesn't matter. We're going to out-physical you, and so far they're doing that.
And people from Wisconsin who are maybe watching this game who remember Paul Christ as the offensive coordinator there, they recognize this style of ball. Savage play-action fake under a lot of pressure, lobs it up for Holtz, and he makes the catch at the 7-yard line. The tight end, J.P. Holtz.
This is a great play call. Play action, you're going to take the tight end right there, and he's going to sneak across the set. And you see he's already got a step on the defender, and then a nice touch throw. He lays it out perfectly, and Rylan Ward, who had the coverage, just couldn't make up the ground and get to where the ball was, and Holtz reels it in. But an outstanding play call from Coach Christ.
And Savage moving up the list tonight. He passed Dan Marino and Alex Van Pelt already this evening, and you know what, Tyler Palko for single-season yards may be next. They go back to Connor, and he'll get just a yard on that play. It'll be 2nd down and goal. Good job that time by the middle of the defense and allowing DJ Lynch, number 7 in the gray and orange, to make the stop.
You know, Paul Christ calls his own plays and still does a great job with it in terms of the timing of when do you throw that play action. Because if you can run the football with a power game like they've been able to do, you're going to have opportunities in play action. And that call, that last one, was sneaking the tight end across. That was a beauty.
9th play of the drive, a drive that began at Pitt's 8-yard line following the good special teams coverage by the Falcons. Play action. Savage. Open. Boyd. An incredible catch, but it's just out of bounds.
And that's when I thought Savage could have put a little more heat on the throw. Didn't have to lay that one up. There wasn't really anyone in the way as far as an underneath receiver that he had to throw it up for. And he basically ran out of time. I mean, here's the look at it. You see he's got possession, but the arm comes out of bounds before the foot hits down.
What a shame.
But he laid that thing up a little too much, Dave. That's one where, and he has the arm strength to do it. He zips a bullet on there and sticks it on his chest, and that's going to be a touchdown.
Boyd was briefly uncovered. Also, Dantes Ford is next to him, number 32. To the right of Boyd is at the top of your screen. Savage looks right, looks left, in trouble, avoids it, and can't run away from everybody. Brought down to the 8-yard line, sacked by Ted Ouellette. And 10.5 career sacks for the senior from Sherburne, Mass.
And Bowling Green brings in the blitz again. They've got a specialty defense in there, just 3 defensive linemen. And the rest linebackers up front. And Ouellette, he kind of circles around at the end, but it was the pressure up on the edges from the blitzing linebackers that forced Savage to tuck it away and run with it.
So here's Chris Blewett, a freshman from Alexandria, Virginia, just outside of D.C. This will be from 25 yards out. And he's now 12 out of 15 on the year. So a good drive by Pitt. Their run game is working well, mixed in with some very effective Tom Savage passes. Now Bowling Green and Matt Johnson, their offense, must respond. There's your score and time. Little Caesars Pizza Bowl. Almost midway through the second quarter here at beautiful Ford Field in downtown Detroit. As Capital One Bowl week continues Friday with a triple header on ESPN. First at 2:30, the Military Bowl presented by Northrop Grumman, featuring Marshall and Maryland. And at 6, Syracuse versus Minnesota in the Texas Bowl. And at 9:30, BYU and Washington in the Fight Hunger Bowl. Capital One Bowl week continues Friday at 2:30 on ESPN and, of course, live on Watch ESPN. Pitt on that last drive, 11 plays, 85 yards, burned 5 minutes and 23. That Savage 45-yard pass to Boyd, and it was the big play there right when we were talking to the future coach, Dino Babers.
And Pitt's running the ball extremely well inside between the tackles, Dave. And that, when I watched them on film, they were actually better running it outside. But tonight, they've been able to run straight at this Bowling Green defense and basically overpower them thus far.
Blewett will handle the kickoff. Ronnie Moore, who's made one incredible hit on special teams, standing at the goal line, waiting for his chance. At the 5. And Moore's got some feet. He's brought down by a super hit at the 22-yard line. Hit made by Manasseh Gardner. Well, about a month ago in the MAC championship in this facility, Matt Johnson had a day he'll never forget. 5 touchdown passes. Won the MAC championship, knocked Northern Illinois out of any BCS hopes. And a day that meant a lot to a guy who was told by some schools, you're too small.
He really played well in that game, Dave. Great decisions that he made. You saw the last touchdown pass there, the forward flip to Travis Green. That's just a playmaker at quarterback, and that's kind of how I categorize Matt Johnson. Not overwhelming physically or a big strong arm, none of those things. He makes great decisions and he just makes plays.
And he's going to have to make one here with Vinipal chasing him, and Vinipal sacked him. Ball came out at the end, but I believe he's going to be marked down. That's the 3rd sack by Pitt, and it'll be second down and about 13 coming up.
Yeah, and this is just a reaction by Vinipal. He's the safety right here. And he sees what's happening and gets to the outside. He does what they call a trigger technique, where if that guy breaks contain, you trigger from your position, come up, and you have to contain him yourself. And Paul did that and finished it with a sack.
Aaron Donald doesn't have a sack tonight, Ray, but Pitt has 3. How much of that is because Bowling Green is paying so much attention to Donald?
I think it's definitely a large part of it. Not to take anything away from those guys that have made the plays.
It'll be 3rd and 13 following the miss to Heath Jackson.
But in watching, and I try not to, I try to have discipline, but I like to watch Aaron Donald every snap because he's that good. He's that fun to watch. But he gets double teamed. He's been double teamed just about every snap thus far. Now, they've moved him around a little bit. Pitt's playing a 3-man front right now, and they have him at defensive end on the left side.
Bowling Green 2 out of 5 on 3rd down. This time, no more time. Racing in from the edge. Nicholas Grigsby with a 4th Pitt sack. Just when it looked like Johnson had all day, Grigsby slammed the window on his fingers.
Well, here's Donald right here, and you're going to watch. He's going to get double teamed, and then you're going to get the loop around all the way around the edge, and there's nobody home because they got 3 guys on Aaron Donald. And again, I don't blame them, but that just opens it up for other guys to make plays, and it's on them to do it, and Grigsby did right there.
So if you check your stats after the game tonight, you don't see very many tackles for Aaron Donald. You're getting a good idea why, but it's allowing other guys to make plays. Here's Boyd with a chance to maybe get this into Bowling Green territory. Takes a step back. He will. He has a chance to do a lot more than that. Boyd has a chance to score. He gets by the punter, and he will score.
Tightrope at the end.
Boy, he made it close at the end, but the official calls it a touchdown for Pitt. And that is the first punt return for this team for a touchdown since Darrelle Revis 7 years ago.
Back in 2006. Watch what he does. He backs up first and then comes forward. And what I like about it is he came straight ahead. When you get in trouble returning kicks is when you go side to side. But to back up a little bit, let that coverage overrun it, and then stick it straight up in between guys, that's the hardest thing to defend and to stop. You tend to overrun the thing a little bit. When a guy's running straight at you, your timing is off a little bit.
54-yard return following the 46-yard punt. The interim coach, Adam Shire, is the special teams coach, and he's got to be just baffled as to why Tyler Boyd made everybody miss and then ever so carefully walked the tightrope for the TD. On the right here, Tyler Boyd, number 23. There's the big men right now for Pitt. Both have scored touchdowns. Connor on a 15-yard run, and Boyd on a spectacular 54-yard punt return. And two of the nation's most physical teams collide on the granddaddy of them all. The Big Ten champion Spartans, led by quarterback Connor Cook, eyed their first Rose Bowl win since 1988. Tyler Gaffney and the Cardinals seek their second straight Rose Bowl championship. The 100th Rose Bowl game presented by Vizio. With number 5 Stanford, number 4 Michigan State. Of course, it's New Year's Day. Coverage begins at 4:30 Eastern on ESPN. Boy, that'll be fun.
And Connor Cook has come such a long way with the Michigan State Spartans. He got benched in their only loss against Notre Dame late in that ball game and didn't get to finish the game. And then he started the next week. They decided to go with him. And he has gradually improved throughout to the point where he was second team all Big Ten at quarterback.
The goal line. And it's Boo Boo Gates. We were told he might not run back kicks tonight, but he did there, picking up 33 yards. Now let's review the Bowling Green story just a little bit. Gentleman right there on the left, Warren Ruggiero, the offensive coordinator. He's the one with the glasses. He's on his way to Wake Forest. Next to him, Mike Elko, the defensive coordinator. He, too, is on his way to Wake Forest. When we talked to them, Ray, they had just rejoined the Bowling Green team. This was about 9-10 days ago after being on the road recruiting. So they've been working for two staffs, working for Dave Clawson at Wake and working here for Adam Shire, who doesn't know his future either after the game, or if he does, he's keeping it quiet. So my question is, do you think there's been a little bit of a hangover effect here?
Definitely. I mean, it's how could you not have it affect the players to some extent, you know? And Dave Clawson was a big part of what they did here in terms of making decisions, but setting the tone for the football team. And not to take away anything from Adam Shire and the job that he's done with his team in the interim, but to lose a guy like Dave Clawson impacts things across the board. And, you know, it's tough enough doing one coaching job. To do two, that spreads you a little too thin. And so I'm not seeing anything in terms of anything blatant that Bowling Green isn't prepared, but they seem to be missing the fire that I saw them play with when they knocked off Northern Illinois in the MAC title game.
And Travis Green brought down, I'll tell you one thing, Pitt has been sure-handed tacklers tonight. Anthony Gonzalez, number 28, brings down Green. He's about 6 yards short of the first down. We have an injured Bowling Green Falcon on the field. Let's talk to Nikki Noto just for a moment while we identify the player.
Yeah, just to kind of follow up with what you guys were already saying about Coach Shire and the coordinators. They came into the Bowling Green program 5 years ago, and they knew that they had a monumental task ahead of them to rebuild the program. But they presented that message to the recruits, to their parents, and they are seeing that plan develop before their very eyes. And, you know, in 2010, the Falcons, they had 2 wins. The next year 5, then 8, now 10, including a MAC championship. And, you know, when I was talking to Coach Shire, he said that these guys, it has been exciting and humbling to watch them this season. He said, you know, they have to close out this season with a win because the players absolutely deserve it.
Well, they've got a lot of work to do, Nikki, to catch up. And Travis Green able to walk off under his own power, thankfully. 3rd down and 6. Pressure from the edge again, and Johnson just doesn't know where to go. That pressure came once again from Nicholas Grigsby, number 3. Now Donald jaw-jacking with one of the Bowling Green linemen. They're pushing each other lightly, and the officials now throw a flag from a long way away. And I don't know which player is going to be hit with a foul. This could be gigantic because if it's on Donald, it's going to wipe out this good defensive play.
And you see the coverage across the board. There was nowhere for Matt Johnson to go with the football. And that's been the case several times tonight. Pitt's just locking kids up.
That's Adam Shire trying to, looks like he's getting a piece of Alex Huddle, his right guard. Let's see how they rule this, because really nothing blatant was going on. Now maybe something was said.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 97 of the defense. That is a 15-yard penalty that carries an automatic first down.
Well, that's a mistake by Donald. They had them 4th and 13.
There it is, just a little push to the face mask.
So that's going to cost him back to the 45-yard line, or forward, I should say, to the 45-yard line. Bowling Green with no penalties on them. Grigsby has been a demon. And the good news for Bowling Green is Grigsby's on the sideline.
Donald, he's probably frustrated because he hasn't been able to make plays as of yet. And he's getting double teamed, triple teamed. And
he's setting everybody else up, though. You know, because of all that. And there he gets a piece and almost got a face mask. And now he throws a little bit of a hand. Yep. That's the center, the man they call the chief. David Kekuiaiva. Ava, I should say. And 2nd down and 9 coming up. And now the coaches appear to be either yelling at Donald or just trying to get their assignment straightened out.
Yeah, I'm going to get him out of the game if I'm coaching and have a little talk with him. Get him settled down, back to playing football.
On 2nd and 9. Incomplete pass. 3rd down and 9 coming up.
Did Donald get a hand on that one?
I think he did. And the other hand, Ray, I'm sure there might have been moments in your career that you played with a little bit of an extra hot temper.
Well, you got to know where that line is, Dave, and you got to be on that line, right up against it, but you can't cross over it.
That's the penalty on Donald that allowed Bowling Green to keep this drive alive, but they're facing 3rd and 9. This is definitely an angry Pitt defense. Fred Coppin is now in at running back while Travis Green being tended to. Johnson. Deep down the field. There's his man. It's a 1st down. Catch made by Ryan Burbrink. And the impact of that Donald penalty may be felt after all.
And that's what happens. All of a sudden, you wake up the sleeping giant. Watch the rollout here. This is a tremendous, go ahead and let this roll, guys. A tremendously athletic play by Matt Johnson because his feet aren't right when he throws this thing, but yet he throws a dime on target, hits Burbrink between the 1 and the 7 on the run. That's a great football play.
And Donald is out of the game now. Play action, dumps off to the tight end. That's Alex Bayer, one of the team captains and a senior. He's ridden out of bounds. About a 4, maybe 5-yard pickup. Anthony Gonzalez with another tackle for the Panthers. 3:24 and counting, 17-3. Pitt over Bowling Green in the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl. Bowling Green hasn't won a bowl game since 2004. And the Panthers are not in Birmingham for the first time in 4 years. They've been to 3 straight bowls there at the old Gray Lady on Graymont.
Starting to get something cooking on offense, though. And I think they're going to have to do it through the air.
Johnson. I don't know if he thought about a quarterback draw, but do you think Vinipal is spying him? Because he seems to be a lot of places where Johnson is right now. Number 9 for Pitt.
Yeah, Vinipal will do that on some defenses. Otherwise, they got him playing in the middle. And that's kind of where the quarterback has scrambled and come out of there. And so he shown up in a lot of cases thus far.
3rd and 4. This is Coppin has a hole. Boy, that closed fast, and that looks like Vinipal again. It is. Along with Hendricks, these are safeties making tackles almost at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th and about a yard.
Watch the center, the chief. He's going to pull on this thing, and Bowling Green does a lot with that. They pull their center around to the outside more than any team I've seen, and the chief does a great job. He's actually the guy who makes those calls and then executes them, and he does a great job of it. Here they are, 4th and short.
And they've got a full yard to go here. Johnson rolling out, deep drop, throws, he's got his man, that's the tight end Bayer. Bayer to the 15, he's got an opening, and a touchdown!
A gutsy call, a really nice call, as Pitt brought a blitz, and that means man-to-man coverage, and Bayer will generally beat guys in man-to-man type coverage, and he had Todd Thomas, the linebacker, who drew that assignment, and that's tough. Because you're playing run first, obviously, in a situation like that. Then I have a little delayed release by the tight end on a bootleg look. gutsy call by Warren Ruggiero, the offensive coordinator for Bowling Green, but it pays off.
10 plays, 67 yards, and don't forget, for a brief moment, it was 4th and 13 until Aaron Donald was flagged for hands to the face after a play. And Bowling Green hits on a big 3rd and 9 and a 4th and 1 to keep this drive going and get the 6.
Here's your tight end right there. He's going to initially block, come down like he's blocking, and then late release. And you see he just gets the edge on the linebacker, Todd Thomas, who had the coverage. And then the receivers downfield transition into blockers, and Bear wends his way down the field and finds the end zone. And you're right, Dave, the Aaron Donald penalty kind of woke up this Bowling Green football team.
Nikki?
Spoke with 5th-year senior tight end Alex Bear. He's a part of that group that only won 2 games in that 2010 season. He said that since then, in their meeting rooms, they have installed goals that are displayed for everyone to see. Number 1, graduate, which Alex did a few weeks ago in education and plans to get his master's. Number 2, beat the team up north, aka Toledo. Number 3, win the MAC East. Number 4, win the MAC championship. And number 5, beat a BCS school. That number 5 goal, you guys, beating a BCS team, has been sitting there continuing to stare them in the face. Alex said that back in October when they almost beat Mississippi State, the seniors thought that was it, that was their last chance. He said it'd be icing on the cake to beat this Pitt football team.
Yeah, they darn near took down the Bulldogs. That kick is going to stay in bounds for the touchback as we go to the studio and Robert Flores. Robert?
All right, guys, coming up at the half, I'll be joined by Jesse Palmer. We'll talk about the major loss for Michigan State as they get ready for the Rose Bowl. There's a new quarterback for the Michigan Wolverines that will be playing tomorrow night in their bowl game against Kansas State. Plus, we will have Jordan Lynch, a preview of his collegiate finale. That's in the second half of our doubleheader of college football action on ESPN. Guys?
All right, here's Tom Savage. Pitt has all 3 of their timeouts. Aaron Donald, and I'm not sure what's on the other end of that conversation, but I haven't seen Donald say anything other than hello.
No, he's listening.
All right, what do you do here if you're Pitt? You've got your timeouts. Savage. And he just will take a short gain to Boyd. Gain of 4. Stayed in bounds. It'll be 2nd and 6. Coverage by Aaron Foster.
Yeah, I think with this type of field position, Dave, you kind of maybe stick a big toe in the water. You don't dive in just yet. But if they're able to convert here, then you got a little room. Now you can try and at least get down into field goal position.
And it's Bennett. He's been well rested. Hasn't played much in this game. Only picked up a couple. Here's Truss on the tackle. And we're going to have a whistle and a timeout by Bowling Green. That'll leave them with 1. Whoa, Truss.
Timeout, Bowling Green.
Oh,
that is
man.
their second timeout of the first half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
That's a good decision by Coach Shire to use that timeout. Being 3rd down here, have a chance to get the football back.
And also, we've been reminded we have officials everywhere. We have a text here from our friend Rogers Redding. I'll tell you about it in a moment, but keep an eye here as Truss. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can see what happened. He took a knee right on the emblem on the right side of his helmet. Reminded by Rogers Redding, who's our friend who's in charge of the officials and keeps an eye on things for us, as well as Dick Honig, who's here with us here, that if Aaron Donald gets another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, he's done. He's finished for the game. So we'll keep an eye out for that.
Well, he's lucky he didn't get one on the subsequent play to the one he did, because he threw another punch there on that play.
Pressure, but Savage hangs in. And Boyd made that catch. He was being pulled by the DB, and he made the grab at the 40-yard line of Bowling Green.
Boy, they were tussling. I don't know who you call this on. Boyd's right there in the slot, and you're going to see the coverage by Aji Barima, and they're battling back and forth. But great job of Boyd staying with the concentration, coming up with the football.
That is remarkable. Boyd already tonight, 7 catches for 111 yards. And now from the 40-yard line. And Blewett is a range of about 47. That's his longest on the year. So they got to get another first down. There you see Cameron Truss, who Might be just a touch wobbly. You can always tell when one of the trainers sort of hangs on to your arm just a little bit to make sure you go in the right direction. Of course, this being an NFL facility, you're going to get top medical treatment available here. Pressure again. Savage, he just dumped that one. Bennett was the closest receiver to it. Unblocked up the middle was Brian Thomas. And got in a shot at Savage, and now Savage is having a tough time.
And this is just a three-man rush from Bowling Green. And what it was is Brian Thomas just beat Hollins with an inside move. Watch the right side of your screen right there. And it was one-on-one, no help. And you have to stop a guy a little bit better than that. And Hollins knows that.
Clean hit, no flag from the official. 2nd down and 10. In a hurry. Get it off in time. This time they block better. Savage has the middle. Boom. Tough hit on Manasseh Gardner. Smacked down by Ryland Ward. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Boy, and Garner needs to, I mean, this one was thrown perfectly. And it's really the first time they've thrown down the middle of the field all night. But it's a strike. It's right there. But he just doesn't bring it in. And then Ward makes the hit. And when he tries to grab it the 2nd and 3rd time, he ends up upside down. He should have grabbed that one on the first shot that he had.
39 seconds remaining, 3rd down and 10. Pitt with 2 timeouts, and Bowling Green has 1.
Bowling Green looks like they're going to bring the pressure, and they do.
Right up the middle, it's picked up enough for Savage to heave it high in the air and harmlessly falling incomplete. It'll be 4th down and 10. Dantes Ford was the intended receiver. Savage is going to be really happy it's halftime coming up in 33 seconds.
Yeah, Savage has been hit in back-to-back plays. And this time it was the blitz, and it was Swan who came in, and that's not that big of a hit, but he threw him right on his throwing shoulder. Let's see, a little bit of pain after that.
Yeah, that last one really got him. I think he was still a little bit sore. Probably had to be from the first hit, which seemed to bother his midsection. So Yaklik on to punt. Ryan Burbrink standing around the 10-yard line awaits the return.
Bowling Green didn't have enough guys
timeout.
On the field.
Oh. Bowling Green, that is their 3rd and final timeout of the first half.
Wow, that's a huge mistake that time, because you have, if you get anything out of Burbrink, or maybe a touchback on the kick, you might be able to take a shot with 1 timeout.
Yeah, they had a gunner wide open on the outside, and Coach Shire saw that and said, we don't have enough guys, and had to use the timeout to get things straightened out.
We want you to get close to all the action wherever you are with the new SportsCenter app. Blazing fast scores, the hottest news and highlights, analysis, and access to your favorite SportsCenter talent 24/7 via Twitter. You can download the new SportsCenter app by calling **SC from your phone. Matt Johnson giving that mouthpiece a workover. Good punt. Oh, and saved at the 1-yard line. So I've got to think we'll see Bowling Green take a passive approach on their final possession. That was Trenton Coles, number 27, downing that ball at the 1-yard line with 22 seconds to go.
You can't be too passive. You can't go backwards for sure. Allowing a safety there, but this is a good job. These guys surrounding the football. Coles keeps it from breaking the plane of the end zone, and that's where Bowling Green will take it at their 1-yard line.
Yeah, you can't exactly do the traditional take a knee here.
Nope.
And just for fun, Pitt does have 2 timeouts left.
I wouldn't be afraid to use them.
I'm going to make Bowling Green run this little quarterback sneak or whatever they're going to do very cleanly if I'm Pitt.
Good news, Travis Green's back in the ball game.
Standing there on the L of Little Caesars. Little Caesars Pizza Bowl. Green will get the handoff. And you'll get maybe a yard. You saw Matt Galambos, 47, to stuff him. And there indeed is the timeout used by Pitt. 15 seconds remaining in this half.
And Pitt had 8 guys.
Pittsburgh, that is their 2nd timeout of the first half.
Pitt had 8 guys inside the box there playing run all the way. And It wouldn't surprise me if Bowling Green, they saw that, obviously. You go a little play action out of there, you might be able to sting somebody.
You want to try that?
I would.
It's a bowl game.
You got to lose?
Right, it's a bowl game, and you've already won your conference championship. You are trying to win a bowl game for the first time in 9 years. And Savage is going to leave a little early for some treatment. And holding that right arm close to the body. Hopefully we'll be able to see him. He is a significant milestone. Now in the top 5 in single-season passing yards for this well-traveled quarterback. A lot of motion that time. They go to Green, and he got flipped. Hendricks got him low, and Todd Thomas got him high. Number 8 there, Thomas, and that will do the half. Very interesting first half. Pitt, the difference in this game, that 54-yard Tyler Boyd punt return. Bowling Green started good. Second quarter was a little bit rough until an important personal foul penalty on Aaron Donald gave Bowling Green a chance to keep a drive alive, and they turned that into 7 points. Donald has been excellent to watch. Hasn't gotten many tackles, but Paul Christ is now joined by Nicky Noto. Nicky?
Coach, on that last offensive series, we saw your quarterback come over to the sideline holding his right rib and throwing up. Do you have a status on your quarterback for us right now?
Not yet. We don't take Tommy up in the locker room here and get a further evaluation. So I haven't heard anything different.
An unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Mr. Aaron Donald set up for a Falcons score. How do you get your guys to settle down a little bit in the second half?
Well, I mean, it's obviously it's a tough game, and guys got to keep their poise and composure. That was a big penalty. We're off the field and gives them a chance, and then we allowed them to go down and score. And they made some plays, don't get me wrong, but that's the game of football. You got to keep your poise and composure.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Nicky, and thank you, Paul. Your halftime score in Detroit. Pitt 10, Bowling Green, make that Pitt 17 and Bowling Green 10. Now let's go to Robert Flores and Jesse Palmer in studio for the college football halftime report. Gentlemen.
All right, Dave, thanks. As you said, Pitt leading Bowling Green 17-10. Jesse, you were impressed with the Panthers' offense.
Yeah, we got to keep our eye and see if Tom Savage is going to be back here in the second half. But right now, Pitt, tremendous rhythm on offense. It's because of their ability to run the football. They're being more physical than Bowling Green right now. They do not care if Bowling Green has 8 or 9 men in the box defensively. We're seeing a heavy dose of true freshman James Conner right now. 6'2", 230 pounds, running downhill. Take a look here. 10 guys in the box for Bowling Green. There's a great kick-out block by the fullback. That springs James Conner into the open field. And when you're not predictable, you're having success running. You're on first down. Loaded box again with the fullback in motion. Brings 8 guys close to the line of scrimmage. That sets up play action. There is no pass rush as Bowling Green's anticipating run. And there's a wide open Tyler Boyd on the outside for a big gain. Tyler Boyd is a future star at Pitt. He's a guy, only a true freshman. You're going to hear his name mentioned in the same ring as Larry Fitzgerald, as Antonio Bryant, 2 previous Biletnikoff Trophy Award winners. He's that special of a player. I think it's so critical for Bowling Green now in the second half to start winning first down on defense. You've got to make Pitt more predictable. When Pitt's been in obvious passing situations, I think Bowling Green's had success getting a pass rush, but you got to get them out of rhythm. And the only way they can do that here in the second half is to start winning first down. You got to be more physical. You got to stop the run.
Yeah, save for the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that allowed them to have a touchdown. Pittsburgh has had everything they wanted in the first half. But remember, we need to keep an eye on Tom Savage for the second half. Meantime, Michigan State has suspended linebacker Max Bulla for the Rose Bowl game against Stanford. Violation of team rules. They have not specified what rule or rules he broke, but he will not play January 1st in the Rose Bowl, 5 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. Their in-state rival, Michigan, has a new quarterback. It will be Shane Morris, the freshman, filling in for Devin Gardner, who's battling a turf toe when Michigan takes on Kansas State in the Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl. That comes your way tomorrow night, 10:15 Eastern, 7:15 Pacific on ESPN and the Watch ESPN app. So some key storylines for both of those Michigan schools. The Michigan State losing Max Bulla, what does it mean as they get ready for a sturdy Stanford offense?
That is a huge loss. The identity of Michigan State is their defense. The face of their defense is Max Bulla, and they're really going to miss his physicality. 6'3", 250-pound middle linebacker that can play downhill, shed tackles, make plays in the open field against a Stanford offense that wants to play in a phone booth, wants to add multiple offensive linemen and run right at you with Tyler Gaffney. I think Michigan State's going to miss his leadership. Here's a guy that started 40 consecutive games. He's a two-time captain, third-team All-American with 299 career tackles. Even without Max Bullough, this is still a very, very good defense. You look at Danico Sallin, Darquez Denard, Shalik Calhoun, but playing in their first Rose Bowl in 26 years, playing without the face of the program and Max Bullough, that's a big loss for the Spartans.
Last time that they played a game when he was not in the starting lineup, 2011. As Jesse said, 40 consecutive starts before the Rose Bowl on January 1. When we come back, Jordan Lynch, his collegiate career comes to an end a little bit later tonight. We'll have a preview. Stay with us.
This halftime report is brought to you by your next truck, Ford F-150.
From Northern Illinois, quarterback Jordan Lynch. Lynch looking to go straight ahead. He's going to spin away from one, and there's nowhere to go. Oh, it broke the tackle. Lynch never went down. Straight up the gut he goes. 10-5, and he's in. Made it look easy once again. Going to throw it back to Jordan Lynch. Makes the catch, changes direction, goal line. Touchdown, Huskies.
Welcome back inside our college football studios. Robert Flores, Jesse Palmer. I like watching him play.
Me too.
Collegiate finale tonight against Utah State. What are you expecting tonight?
Well, a big game from Jordan Lynch. Bottom line, he's been an outstanding college football player. He's a difference maker. He's a game changer. He makes plays. As a passer, if I'm evaluating, I don't think he's a great passer. I think he has average arm strength. I think he has average accuracy. To his credit, he gives his wide receivers an opportunity to make plays. I think what makes him unique is his running ability. Tremendous vision, tremendous toughness, the ability to break tackles. He needs 119 rushing yards today to become the first player in NCAA history with 2,000 rushing and passing yards in the same season. He's had 2 games this year with over 300 rushing yards. That's hard to do against a high school defense. Now, when you look at him and his abilities as a leader, it's absolutely phenomenal. This guy is a difference maker. There's no doubt about it. I don't think his skill sets necessarily translate as a quarterback at the next level. I do think there is a place for him as a running back and a special teams player. Did he play against the best competition this year? Absolutely not, but it's all relative. He didn't have Stanford's offensive line playing in front of him. Right. He didn't have Florida State or Alabama's skill sets outside. It's been a tremendous career for Jordan Lynch. It's been a lot of fun as fans watching him week in, week out. Without a doubt, I expect him to play big tonight, an opportunity for Northern Illinois to get a school record 13th win.
Well, the best college football has to have this season will be meeting in the BCS title game. It will be Florida State and Auburn. We still have plenty of time before really the thing really gets ramped up. But as you take a look at what Auburn has done, Gus Malzahn has rejuvenated that offense, creating a dominant rushing attack that has just run over and through opponents. They average an FBS high 336 yards per game and have 46 rushing scores this season. How is Florida State going to be able to combat this?
I think the X factor is going to be Florida State's defense. I think they're the most athletic defense that Auburn has seen all season long. They've got difference makers in all three levels, whether it's Timmy Jernigan, Christian Jones up front, Telvin Smith at linebacker, LaMarcus Joyner at cornerback. Guys play well in space. They've got speed. They run sideline to sideline. They can tackle in the open field and rush the passer. Auburn, without a doubt, the best rushing offense in the entire country with so much different eye candy, with all the different misdirections, pulling offensive linemen, formations, fake handoffs. Florida State on defense has to play with tremendous eye discipline, keep their eye on the football. I think a huge X factor for them is defensive coordinator Jeremy Pruitt that has familiarity coaching against Gus Malzahn when he was the offensive coordinator at Auburn. Jeremy Pruitt used to be a defensive coach on Nick Saban's staffs at Alabama, but this is going to be a big time challenge. They haven't yet seen a running game like this. I think the athleticism of Florida State's defense is the difference. Auburn, without a doubt, a team of destiny this year, but I think it'll be Florida State that ends the SEC streak of 7 straight national championships.
Well, considering the teams that Auburn has played this season, where do you put this Florida State defense in comparison to the opponents that Auburn has already played?
Well, they've seen great defense. Alabama, Missouri with a lot of athleticism. I still think Florida State is one level better. And you can ask any of those other defenses just how tough it is to stop Auburn. 296 yards against the Crimson Tide on the ground, 545 in the SEC title game. They have unique speed at all the key skill sets. It starts with Trey Mason at running back and Corey Grant. Nick Marshall, a former defensive back at Georgia, is a legit 4.40. That's unique. And at the end of the day, I think Florida State, with all the speed they have, is the best chance to combat that. They'll be very happy they had 29 days to get ready for this offense because it's something else, and no one has been able to stop them yet.
January 6th, Florida State and Auburn on ESPN, also on the Watch ESPN app. We're at halftime of our game, Little Caesars Bowl. Pizza. Pittsburgh leading Bowling Green 17-10. Tyler Boyd, punt return for the Panthers. They're leading by 7. We're at halftime. More from us when we come back.
Rose Bowl game a memory. The 1980 Rose Bowl was, for the most part, the Charles White show.
Charles White again.
The Heisman winner ran for a record 247 yards on 39 carries, leading USC to a 17-16 comeback victory over Ohio State.
White, touchdown!
Denying the Buckeyes an undefeated season and a national championship.
The 100th Rose Bowl game, New Year's Day on ESPN.
It up on your mobile phone, your tablet. You got faster scores, you got personalized news. You can keep track of all your favorite Sports Center personalities, like myself. Little Caesars.
Keep track of yourself.
Yes. Second half on the way. College game day, New Year's Day, bright and early, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN and the Watch ESPN app. We're at halftime of the Little Caesars Bowl in Detroit. Matt Johnson, Alex Baer, touchdown drive that was kept alive thanks to a personal foul call. Pitt still leading 17-10. Second half is next.
Welcome back to Capital One Bowl Week.
There's a good look at what the first half was like for Pitt and Bowling Green. The Little Caesars Pizza Bowl at Ford Field in downtown Detroit, part of Capital One Bowl Week on ESPN. And some concern inside for the Pitt Panthers. 17-10, they have the edge here. The last few minutes of that second quarter didn't exactly go Pitt's way in several ways. Number one, they had Bowling Green stopped dead cold. Personal foul penalty on Aaron Donald, the multiple award winner, allowed Bowling Green to keep the drive alive, Ray, and keep going. And now we don't know about Tom Savage and his ability for Pitt. And we'll find out about that from Nicky Noto shortly. But what did you think of that first half?
I thought it was a well-played first half, in particular with these teams having that time off. But I think Pitt has some problems if Tom Savage is not able to come back. Now, Chad Vojtik is going to be their backup quarterback. Redshirt freshman, didn't get a lot of snaps this season, has a strong arm, but to step in cold after bowl practice, at least he'll be better off, I think, more prepared having had the bowl practices to get himself ready. But to lose your starting quarterback halfway through a bowl game, that's going to put a lot of pressure on the rest of the football team.
Yeah, we have yet to see Savage come out of the tunnel. So at the moment, it will be Vojtik unless something happens. Now, Bowling Green will get the football first. Boo Gates could be gone. The foot race to the end zone. It's Boo Boo. Touchdown, Bowling Green. Flag down. Hold everything. Flag down at the 39-yard line in Bowling Green territory.
The thing I saw, it could have been a holding penalty. I didn't see any clips at all, Dave.
If it holds up, it's a 94-yarder, but very rarely is the penalty on the kicking team.
We're hearing that there were punches being thrown behind the play. So we'll see if it's offset or what the deal is.
Well, that could be your look right there.
DJ Lynch hearing it from Adam Shire.
After the score, personal foul on the defense, number 7. Personal foul on the kicking team. Goes offset. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Well,
I guess no harm, no foul.
Adam Shire will take it. All right, that's DJ Lynch for Bowling Green. Certainly finishing off his block. He got in 2 rights, and that's Manasseh Garner for Pitt. And I didn't see Garner throw a punch.
And you should be ejected for that.
Yes, I would agree. Because it's one thing to do what Aaron Donald did, shove a guy in the chin with an open hand, but those are full-on punches. This is a fight in town, Detroit. They know they're boxing, and that was 2 hard rights. We're tied up 11 seconds into the second half. And what's turned into an unbelievably emotional game between these 2 teams.
Yeah, apparently they don't like each other anymore. But here's the return. Gates takes this, and there's just a great seam, and he hits it full speed, and then it turns into a foot race. And apparently there was no safety for Pitt. They didn't have anybody back to try and be that last resort to make a play. And Gates just blew past everybody.
The last time Bowling Green had a kickoff return touchdown, it was that guy right there who did it in 2011. Gates has been able in his career, and taking a little hit from an inhaler there. In his career, he has had kickoff returns, punt returns, and interception returns for a touchdown. And you see what he's done, 3 career kickoff returns. So Pitt was up 17-3 in this game. Had control. Bowling Green looked lost on offense. The penalty on Donald allowed Bowling Green to stay alive. And then you get this. Plus, by all appearances, Chad Vojtik, the redshirt freshman, will be the quarterback for the Panthers while Tom Savage is still in the locker room. But I didn't see what Garner did to garner a penalty flag. There's Vojtik. This will be Ibrahim for Pitt, and he is brought down at about the 22-yard line. Nikki Noto had a chance to talk to Adam Shire. What did he say, Nikki?
I did. Well, you know what, guys? He told me they need to regroup, settle down, and play our game. He also told me they had an uncharacteristic first half. They were down 7 points. He said they need to answer the bell, and it'll be a tie ball game before you know it. You saw exactly what happened with Boo Boo Gates. And as far as Pitt's quarterback is concerned, Tom Savage, he indeed suffered a rib injury. He is doubtful for the second half. He's still in the locker room being looked at by the medical staff.
So there's Chad Vojtik. 1 out of 2 for 8 yards.
Yeah, appeared in 3 games this season.
James Conner, the tailback, he had a solid first half, and he gets off to a good start here, carrying Bowling Green players for a first down. The emotions of this game have been driven up high.
Well, when you get a young quarterback in there, how do you help him out with the running game? And James Conner says, I will do that for you, along with the offensive line. He was 5 yards downfield before he ran into anybody, and that was his own guy that made the first hit on him. But the offensive line, the makeshift offensive line for the Pitt Panthers, dominated the first half, and it looks like they're picking it up here again in the second half.
They only have 6 offensive linemen available tonight because of injuries and absences. And Conner into the second and third levels, makes one miss. Gates chases him down from behind, trying to strip the ball away. And while he was doing that, Conner gave him a ride inside the 25 to the 22. Conner now with 119 yards after a 44-yard gain.
You're going to get this guy pulling and this guy right here pulling and making the blocks over here, and it is a thing of beauty. Watch this hole open up right there. Bam! I mean, that's a big hole right there, and Conner hits it full speed, and now he's just working on people down in the secondary. But 2 huge runs to start this out from Pitt being very physical.
Isaac Bennett spells Conner at tailback, number 34, and that's Vojtik, and it's a high pass for Tyler Boyd, who had an incredible first half, 7 catches, 111 yards. It'll be second down and 10.
I'm not sure I like that call. I mean, you just hammered them 2 consecutive runs. You know, there's an old rule in football. If they're not stopping it, keep running.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe they want to get maybe a little of the butterflies out of Vojtik after giving him a couple of handoffs.
Yeah, I understand that.
We'll see what they do on second down and 10. They're certainly in field goal range for Chris Blewett. Back to the ground, Bennett. He's hit immediately, trying to fight and lose a yard. That was DJ Lynch on the initial hit. And then help came from Paul Swan, number 33. Third down and about 11.
I'm surprised DJ Lynch is still in this football game. The flurry of punches he threw, he should have been ejected from this ball game.
He threw 2 on the kickoff return for a touchdown, at least 2 that we were able to document on camera.
I think I saw a 4-punch combination. If you're boxing, that's not too bad.
If Thomas Hearns is in the booth with us, he's happy. Third down and 10. Vojtik under pressure, fires, and almost caught by Chris Wiesner. Redshirt freshman getting an opportunity to play here. Wiesner turned one way, turned the other, and that's when the ball almost hit him in the hands. So on 4th down and 10, Vojtik misfiring on his first 2, with Savage, as Nikki reported, still in the dressing room having a rib injury tended to, and he is doubtful to return for this game. And, you know, I go back to what you said, Ray, second-guessing that call after the long run by Conner.
Yeah, I like to see if you're pounding him, keep pounding. Don't give him a chance to get back up.
And that kick didn't look good coming off the foot of Blewett, and he hooked it left. And on the far sideline, the Bowling Green, orange, and brown faithful are pumped up by the way this half has started in a minute and 59 seconds of football in the third quarter.
A lot of action packed into that short 2 minutes, for sure.
Again, for those of you who are critical of bowl games, don't tell me these games don't matter. Well, this is getting interesting. 17-17, Pitt from the ACC. They're trying to finish with a winning record this season. And Bowling Green, the MAC champions, trying to get to 11 victories. And Capital One Bowl Week continues tonight at 9:30 with the San Diego County Credit Union Bowl. The best defensive team in the Mountain West faces one of the top quarterbacks in the country, Heisman finalist Jordan Lynch, and the Northern Illinois Huskies. The San Diego County Credit Union Bowl, Utah State and IU, tonight at 9:30 Eastern on ESPN, also available on Watch ESPN. Bowling Green, their first time with the football on offense. They've already scored once on the kickoff return. Johnson play action. He wants it all, and he wants it now, and it's overthrown. It'll be second down and 10. Trying to hit Heath Jackson.
The Bowling Green offensive line, again, double teaming Aaron Donald, keeping him from impacting this ball game. They've done a real nice job of that. And although Pitt has made a lot of plays, they've gotten pressure on Johnson because other guys are singled up one-on-one.
Interesting numbers right there. Way off of what Bowling Green normally does. But yet, they're tied up. Both teams with special teams touchdowns tonight. Johnson slings it out to the 30-yard line. A couple of yards shy of the first down. Joplin with a catch for Bowling Green. So third down, and we'll call it 2.
Good decision there pre-snap. They saw that Joplin, the corner, the cover man who was on him, Titus Howard, was bailing early, and Joplin just hitched it up in front of him. An easy pitch and catch to get a third and manageable.
One thing Bowling Green hasn't done very well is run. They only have 9 rushing yards. Now, part of that is lost yardage on sacks, but still, they have not been able to get Travis Green loose. They send him out in the pattern. Johnson will get the first down with a pass. Joplin made a good move, made one man miss, and Vinnipal had to come from the safety position at midfield to make the stop. First down.
And this is how I think Bowling Green is going to be able to move the football. The running game is pretty non-existent thus far. But Matt Johnson can throw the football, and he showed you right there, threw a strike, good timing on it, and that's what's going to be open for this Bowling Green offense.
They're going to mark him at the 49 of Pitt, so it's a 22-yard gain. You see Joplin's picked up a couple of those catches in this half. Johnson looking for Green, has him. And Green fighting for extra yardage. He's going to be about a yard short of the first down. Todd Thomas, number 8 in white for Pitt, dragged him down. But Green had 16 catches in the regular season. He picks up 9 there.
And this is just a deal where they ran off the coverage with the tight end over there, Alex Baer, who they're paying a lot of attention to, and rightly so. That left the flat wide open. So as much as anything, it was an extended run play, just a little toss out to the edge.
Here, first down, and a little bit more. They get to the 36-yard line. Tackled again by Vinnipal. 4-yard pickup. I would say Vinnipal has got to be approaching double-digit tackles for the Panthers on defense.
Yeah, he's made a lot of plays for him. The game started out, it was Anthony Gonzalez making a lot of tackles from that inside linebacker position, and now Vinnipal has picked up where he left off.
Good news for Pitt fans. Vinnipal is just a redshirt sophomore. Gonzalez, a redshirt junior. Got a good look at him. At one time, he was a Wildcat quarterback for Pitt. Johnson, a ton of protection. Takes off on the run, throws, and the ball's on the ground, incomplete. 2nd and 10. Joplin the target. And it looks like K'Wan Williams breaks it up.
That was good coverage that time by Pitt. In the secondary, there was nowhere to go with it for Matt Johnson until he scrambled.
Titus Howard, freshman at corner. Opportunity for some of the younger players to get that one last game before spring football. 5 passes, 1 run so far on the drive. And that's Green, who saw success with that play in the first half, and if Green had been able to keep his balance. Would have been interesting to see. Gonzalez, you see 28, was in the neighborhood. That's about 8 yards on the pickup.
And you're going to get a blitz coming off the edge right here. And Pitt doesn't blitz very often, but Bowling Green saw it, and then they ran right at it, which is an effective thing to do. And it was very close to a big play, as Green, if he was able to keep his balance, had a chance to get to the house.
Longest run for Green right there, the 8 yards, brings up 3rd down and 2. He ran for 1,555 yards, a school record for Bowling Green this year. Green stays in the block, picks up the blitzer, and an overthrow. Too high for Heath Jackson. Interesting decision coming up here on 4th and 2. It would be about a 44-yard field goal for Tyler Tate, but his long is 52.
And I think you have to kick it here. Try to get yourself a lead.
Bowling Green had the first lead of the game, 3-0. Then fell behind 17-13. This would be 46. My math is 46 for Tate. 17 of 21 this season, counting that one made tonight. Ripped it. Perfect. And Bowling Green has done something they haven't done since the first quarter, taken the lead in the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl. Ford Field in downtown Detroit. The MAC versus the ACC. 17 unanswered Bowling Green points.
The 2013 Little Caesars Bowl is brought to you by Little Caesars. Try our large, deep dish pepperoni pizza with 8 crunchy corner slices for just $8. The new luxuriously innovative lacrosse from Buick. And USAA, proudly serving the financial needs of current and former military members and their families.
This will allow me a little analysis here. I think Aaron Donald might be better doing the Jason Belmonte two-handed approach. Way too low. Not going to generate much power. I think he needs to switch balls for the surface as well. And that, by the way, next to him was Tom Savage. And unfortunately, that might be the last we see of him tonight. We found his equipment, but he's not in it on the sidelines. So Chad Vojtik, you got a brief look at him, number 16 in white for Pitt. Walk away. And Nicky Noto is on the field. Nicky.
Well, you guys, I talked to Coach Shire, and he told me that it's humbling to be the interim head coach. And when I asked him about his previous head coaching experience, he laughed and said he coached the heck out of his little girl Callie's 6th grade basketball team, the BG Ballers. Now, he didn't disclose the record information to me, but he did say, let's just say we overachieved, won a few tournaments, instilled a love of basketball, we taught them how to work together, and we laid a foundation for future success.
Oh, spoken very much like a coach. Isaac Bennett is the tailback. Vojtik on play action, and he'll get his first completion of the night with a safe pass to the veteran tight end, J.P. Holtz. DJ Lynch brings him down. It'll be second down and short coming up. Inside 10 minutes in the third quarter here. Pitt on the drive.
And that's a nice, easy pass to get your quarterback a little confidence throwing the football. Get him a bootleg where he's moving around a little bit, and more than likely than not, you'll have a receiver with some separation, which is exactly what happened. And we'll see if that will help Vojtik down the road here gain some confidence in throwing the football.
James Conner now back in, number 40. He has been spectacular at tailback for Pitt. And they go back to him. And this time Bowling Green is waiting, and it's going to be very close to the first down. Paul Swan and DJ Lynch, two top tacklers for this Falcon defense. There's Lynch, who is probably lucky to still be in the game, and Swan, who all of his teammates speak so highly of him as a speaker and as a leader. He is one of the captains.
Yeah, Swan is the basically the quarterback of this defense here. He makes all the calls, the adjustments, gets the signals in from the sideline. Very cerebral ball player, but physical as well.
Senior. Wisconsin. Back to the ground, back to Conner. Hole opens up in the middle, and a little stiff arm, and Conner with his own ankle-breaking move into Bowling Green territory, out of bounds at the 40-yard line. 25 yards for Conner. Ryland Ward finally got him out of bounds.
This is just an ISO play where you run the fullback up on the linebacker, and once again, Jamar Parrish gets the better of DJ Lynch in that matchup, and Conner didn't need a whole lot of room. And once he gets into that second level, he's an exciting ball player. He's got the stiff arm. He's got a little shake and bake to him. He can move the feet well. He's an exciting ball carrier.
Has 147 yards tonight, Ray. His season high 173 against Duke, and that's going to be second down and 10 on the incompletion to Tyler Boyd. Just a reminder that Pitt, not only are they playing with 6 offensive linemen, they do not have Devin Street yet again. He missed the Miami game with an elbow injury that he suffered versus Syracuse and is not able to play again tonight for the Panthers.
And also their starting quarterback, Tom Savage, knocked out of this ball game. Chad Vojtik taking over.
1 out of 4, 8 yards.
And that last one did not look good at all.
Bennett back in at tailback. And Pitt with that power formation that suggests run, but Vojtik takes the deep drop. Under pressure, flag is down, and so is Vojtik. Another flag flies in. Brian Thomas gets the sack, and we'll see what these penalties are. 3 sacks for each team in this game, if this holds up.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Offsides on the defense, number 46. Holding on the offense, number 76. Those fouls will offset. Replay, second down.
So erase everything. It's still second down and 10.
It looked like Charlie Walker lined up in the neutral zone, and then Ryan Schleeper got caught for holding.
All right, Ray, when a backup quarterback comes in, untested, I mean, Vojtik can only try 2 passes all season. What does that do to a team's mentality?
Well, a lot of times, you hope that it would raise everybody else's game a notch, knowing, hey, I got to do everything perfectly now to help my guy get comfortable and get situated.
Like James Conner is doing as he gets another first down, and the offensive line. He's getting some great blocks as well. That's a gain of 12 and a first down. Lynch and Swan again on the stop.
And this is the power play that we saw earlier go for a touchdown. And what I like about James Conner is he finds the hole, whether it's where it was designed and drawn up to be, or whether it's a cutback or a bounce out. He's got great vision. He'll find where the weakness in the defense is, and then he attacks it in a hurry.
Believe it or not, sometime tonight, early in the game, he played a defensive end for a couple of snaps. Vojtik on the run, fires and has a man. Let's see if it's ruled completed. It is. And the catch made by Wiesner, another redshirt freshman getting some playing time. That's 13 and a first down for Pitt.
And Vojtik seems to be more comfortable throwing on the run. Stuck that one in there, you can see. Got the foot down. And that was a strike.
Paul Christ, former offensive coordinator at Wisconsin when he took the job at Pitt, replacing Todd Graham, who lasted just 1 year before he went to the desert. Chris calls the plays, and if you ever watch, he'll have his headset mic flipped up when his team is on defense. Connor again. He is an upright runner, shoves his own blocker out of the way, and gets to the 10-yard line and comes up with a couple of words for Foster. 7-yard pickup, and the officials jump in to try to cool things off. Connor has 165.
And watch him follow Jubilato, his blocking fullback or tight end. He was in the H-back position actually there. And boy, Connor's got a little nastiness to him at the end of this one. He's telling Foster all about it.
He's only a freshman. And there is Jubilato, who was in the way of Connor for a moment. And he's an important part of their running game as a blocker. Excellent blocker, a redshirt junior from Newtown Square, Pennsylvania. And he's having a tough time there on 2nd and 3. It's Connor again, bouncing off his own blockers. And what a tackle at the 10-yard line. Paul Swan.
That's one of the few times I've seen James Conner stop his feet on a run. He kind of ran into the back of his own man, Schleiper. And then by the time he got restarted, it was over as Swan had him zeroed in and blew him up.
Here's a big 3rd and 4. Do you trust the redshirt freshman here, Vojtik? Maybe put him on the run again. 2 out of 8 tonight. Pitt on 3rd downs. 9th play of the drive is forthcoming.
I'd like to see a fade off to the right side. They have one-on-one up top.
One in the middle of the end zone, high and incomplete. Holtz almost made a SportsCenter top 10 highlight catch. And there is lots of talking going on between these two teams. And out will come the field goal kicker, Chris Blewett, who missed a kick earlier in this half. This one will be fairly short, about 27 yards.
Number 12, Chris Blewett on the attempting field goal from the 18.
There's tremendous, these are not common opponents. The last time these teams played was 5 years ago, when, by the way, Bowling Green went into Heinz Field and won over Pitt. This will be a 28-yard kick for Blewett. Last one went way left. This one got it. We're tied up. Just a tick under 6 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter of what has turned into an incredibly intense Little Caesars Pizza Bowl. Stay with us.
Visit WatchESPN.com or download the Watch ESPN app to watch ESPN live anytime, anywhere. Brought to you by Vizio.
The historic Fox Theater, and right across the street, by the way, is Comerica Park, where the Detroit Tigers make their home. But that's really part of the heart of downtown, that beautiful theater there. Incredible acts that have performed at the Fox. We're not very far from there at all, as a matter of fact, here at Ford Field. And there's Mark Jubilato, who still looks like he's in a little bit of pain. And there's been the star of the game for Pitt, James Conner, particularly now with Tom Savage apparently out of this game. Aaron Donald has had kind of a quiet second half. The winner of the Bednarik, the Nagurski, the Outland, and the Lombardi trophies all in one season. But there's no doubt, in front of a good crowd here at Ford Field, that these two teams who rarely play each other don't like each other at all now.
Oh, they're getting after it, Dave. Yep. They want to win this ball game. And it would mean a lot to both teams. We talked about Bowling Green having on their goal list of beating an AQ BCS team. And then Pitt wants to have a winning record, 6-7 in the last 2 years. And Coach Chris wants to have his first winning record as a head coach at Pitt. And they need to win this ball game to do so.
Yeah, they've been a 6-win bowl qualifier for too many years in a row, as they would be the first ones to tell you. So to finish with that 7 would be gigantic for them. And they have to be careful this time, though. Tripped up, and he falls forward to the 25-yard line. And Matt Galambos making the stop. You can get close to all the action wherever you are with the new SportsCenter app. Blazing fast scores, the hottest news and highlights, analysis, and access to your favorite SportsCenter talent 24/7 via Twitter. You can download the new SportsCenter app by calling *SC from your phone. With Ray Bentley, I'm Dave Lamont. Upstairs, Nikki Noto patrolling the field for us today. And also want to take a moment to recognize two guys that have been with me just about every game that I've done this year. Jamie Turner, my spotter, Phil DeMont, my statistician, and our great ESPN crew here at Ford Field. We thank you for watching this game tonight, and it's a good one. Back to Green on the ground. He got hit once, spun out of that, and picks up almost 5 yards. You saw coming in on the hit Todd Thomas and Ray Venepal. Venepal is having a night. Gain of 4. There's Venepal right there. Second down at 6.
Yeah, Venepal has, normally a free safety. They've had him playing the middle linebacker in the dime and nickel setups, and he's shown a knack for finding his way to the football. He's in that same location again.
You see him right there cheating up a little bit. And Johnson on his own read. He keeps it. He's got room. He's head to the sidelines. We've had one quarterback knocked out already. Johnson figures I'm not going to be the second, but he gains 13. Have not seen him run much in this game tonight.
No, but he makes a great decision on this one. Here's the guy he's reading up top right there. And you see that Soto is not playing quarterback at all. And whether he was supposed to or not, I do not know. But Matt Johnson saw that he wasn't. He kept that ball and turned it into a first down.
Pitt outgaining Bowling Green 310 to about 180 now unofficially. Johnson over the middle. Perfect timing on the slant. That's a first down to Burbrink. Gain to 13.
It's an inside little seam route. You're going to watch him, and he hesitates there. And you saw the defender, K'Wan Williams, bite up on the play fake. And that's where I think play action pass is the best weapon Bowling Green has right now. That in your 3-step game, that's how they can move the football. Pitt is overreacting to the run game.
There's play action again. You can hear down there the sideline yelling pass. Going for it all. One-on-one in the end zone, and it's broken up, incomplete. Joplin on the reception almost, and Titus Howard, the freshman, right with him.
Howard looked like he might have got there just a little bit early. Here's the play action we talked about, Dave. Taking a deep shot. You got one-on-one coverage out there. Johnson lays it out. Now, that's just great timing. Good coverage right there by the true freshman. Boy, that was just a tad overthrown, but I still think that Howard was in great position to make the play regardless. That was the 4th time Bowling Green's gone deep tonight.
And again, they do it off of play action. As you pointed out, Green shifts to the other side of the quarterback and gets the handoff, and Aaron Donald puts a stop to that. No gain. 3rd down and 10. Donald was almost close enough to steal that handoff.
And Pitt went into that three-man defensive line front. And Donald just, he's playing defensive end on that play and got himself a one-on-one situation. And you can't block him one-on-one.
His third tackle of the night, but he has impacted the game more in the first half, I think, than in the third quarter, but certainly impacted the game in other ways for Pitt. See the numbers on Bowling Green for third down conversions, they're off. Pitt sends them all. Under pressure, Johnson flings it off the back foot, and there was a chance at an interception for Terrence Webb, number 19 for Pitt, and he fell down at the 20-yard line, and it'll be 4th down and 10. It looked to me like, I don't know how Pitt didn't have 25 guys on the field because they all appeared to be going at Johnson.
Yeah, they brought the blitz for sure, and you're right, Dave. Webb had that interception. That was all his, and he tripped and stumbled and wasn't able to get to the ball, where Johnson, seldom do you see him make a mistake like that. Throwing a ball up high in the middle, late in the play, that's a recipe for disaster.
Tyler Boyd watched this punt go over his head and into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Well, the man of the match has been James Conner, number 40 for Pitt. 164 yards and one of the Pitt touchdowns on the night.
And he's done it in a varied amount of ways, Dave. He's done it with the speed. He's done it making moves. He's done it with just raw power, breaking tackles, running people over, stiff arming. I mean, he's played pretty much every card in the deck tonight, and it's been effective.
He is 9 yards shy of his career high, which he did against the Blue Devils this year. And there you see what's worked for him.
Yeah, he's getting it done in the middle of the field, between the tackles. And give a lot of credit to the offensive line for that as well. Those guys are knocking people out of the way.
And he's gone again. 10, 15, he's got a career high, and I like that. I hope they never legislate the stiff arm out of football. That's a 21-yard gain. Watson on the stop.
Boy, he's just getting some great blocking up front by his offensive line. Schleiper, Artie Roll, Dorian Johnson, the true freshman, getting the start tonight. Those guys are creating holes. And when they do, James Conner's taking full advantage of it.
And don't forget, Pitt playing with their backup quarterback, Chad Vojtik, in the game. Tom Savage apparently finished for the night. Conner now 185 yards. Sorry, 195 yards. Campbell and Ward brought him down. Conner wants more.
Yeah, he said, let's do that one again, coach.
And why not, by the way? I completely agree with you about the if it ain't broke, don't fix it philosophy.
Yeah, we used to have the 5-yard rule. If you gain 5 yards, you run that play again until they figure out a way to stop it. Well, that one's the 10-yard rule there.
And you cannot help but be more than impressed with this Pitt line. 6 offensive linemen made the trip to Detroit. One more time. Made one miss. No gain. The initial penetration that time by Charlie Walker, and that slowed the play down for Brian Sutton and others, and Conner a little hobbled coming out.
Yeah, and you see Bowling Green now trying to do some different things to slow that running game down, especially between the tackles. They were in basically a 5-3 front on that last down, putting 8 men in the box, and that creates problems in the secondary, and that's where I think Coach Christ has to be judicious in terms of when he's going to run those play-action passes and bootlegs.
2nd down and 10, and Bennett is wiped out. It'll be 3rd down and about 12. Jarris Campbell, the senior from Pickerington, Ohio, crushed that play.
And Campbell does a great job of basically going and beating the down block from Dorian Johnson. He had the penetration up inside so quick that Johnson couldn't push him past the play. And Bowling Green's playing the run right now. That tells me it's time to run some play action on earlier downs. Here, a 3rd and long, you got to figure they're going to throw the football down the field.
Well, they blitz. Bowling Green brings DJ Lynch, number 7, and he's coming right after Vojtik, and they screen it. This is Bennett, and well covered by Bowling Green. I think that was a good idea to make the call, but Will Watson, number 21, read it beautifully, brought Campbell and Lynch with him. It's a 5-yard gain, and Pitt will have to punt.
Yeah, Campbell does a nice job from his defensive nose tackle position to recognize it and get back into it, and then the linebackers did a coop and contain maneuver where they kept it in front of them and kept it from breaking out on either side. Good defense on that third down.
Ryan Burbring around the 10-yard line awaits this Matt Yaklik punt. Waning seconds of an incredibly competitive third quarter. Fair catch, Burbring, and he's got Grigsby, who had a penalty earlier. Grigsby was right there with him. Two programs making their BCS debut New Year's Day. Bryce Petty leads the Bears' nation-leading offense. They'll face prolific quarterback Blake Bortles and the Knights of UCF. The Tostitos Fiesta Bowl, number 15, Central Florida versus number 6, Baylor, New Year's night at 8:30 on ESPN. What a year for George O'Leary and UCF out of Orlando, and you see the comparison of these two QBs.
Yeah, probably be some offensive fireworks in that one.
Can't see how there won't be. It's amazing that UCF program, and for a little while there, folks are trying to run George O'Leary out of town. I don't think they're going to do that anymore. The veteran coach does it his way, and it's working out. And that's the handoff to Coppett, and he'll get a couple. That'll probably be the last play of the quarter. And we'll start with a 2nd down and 8. Vinipal, 10, 15 tackles tonight for the Panthers. So we will go to the fourth quarter, knotted up at 20. Pitt had a 17-3 lead in this game. Both teams have one offensive touchdown and one special teams touchdown, and we'll find out who's going to come out with the hardware at Ford Field. The Little Caesars Pizza Bowl, part of Capital One Bowl Week on ESPN. You don't want to miss this fourth quarter. There's the Detroit Zoo, part of Wildlife right there on Woodward. And a beautiful zoo lit up for the holiday season. And a light display fitting for this Little Caesars Pizza Bowl as well. There are some saying this might be the last Little Caesars Pizza Bowl. There may be another bowl game in this stadium. But hopefully the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl can find a new home if they need to indeed. They stepped up big time a few years ago to take the sponsorship of this game. And they've got a thriller. Johnson, delayed handoff, not buying it with the Pitt defense as Nicholas Grigsby raced in, smelled that play brilliantly, and stuffed it for a loss. And more conversation after the play between the two teams.
And Grigsby, you're going to see him, he's right here, and he's going to just come off the edge on a little inside stunt with his eyes up, and he saw the draw all the way, and he's able to stop it for no gain.
And the funny thing is the running back, Fred Kopic, could see him. And there's a first down pass, tight roping out of bounds, Heath Jackson. And that'll be out of the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. Good throw by Matt Johnson, 15-yard pickup.
Yeah, and if I'm Bowling Green, I might go to a little more of that hurry up, Dave. They've had success when they've done it. And you know, in Pitt's last game against Miami, the tempo really hurt their defense. It might be something they have to do to get this offense untracked a little bit.
So interim coach Adam Shire, he has not said what his plans are after this game, whether he'll go with join Dave Clawson's staff in Wake Forest, as will Bowling Green's offensive and defensive coordinators, and Aaron Donald just put a paw out. And that was the end of that play. And Coppett with a push on Galan, and there's going to be a flag. Thought I saw something fly by. Maybe that wasn't a flag. Maybe it was a towel.
But they're talking about it.
Yep, it is a flag.
Aaron Donald got his hand in there. And
after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 12 of the offense. The penalty is half the distance to the goal. Second down.
And that is the first penalty that will count on Bowling Green tonight.
And Coppett didn't like it. And there he is. He got a little push at the end of the play. And Galambus kind of got away with it. And Coppett responded, and they're going to get the second guy. And it's been a little chippy tonight, Dave. We've seen a lot of that stuff.
But look who's counseling him. How about that? Lynch, who may have been thrown out of the game, was counseling him.
Don't do what I did.
Johnson on the run.
That's a throw right there.
And that is a gun, but I thought the ball hit the turf, and that is the call. So it's going to be third down and 22. Burbrink was the intended receiver. Well, what's really unusual is, we watch so many bowl games, and we've announced a lot of bowl games. You don't see all this activity after the play in your average bowl game.
Yeah, and this started early in the ball game. You know, some guys started talking. If I recall, Boo Boo Gates and James Conner were jawing at each other a little bit early in the game, and it's kind of picked up from there.
Aaron Donald was called for a personal foul penalty that helped Bowling Green on a drive that led to a touchdown in the first half. Donald putting pressure there. Now Johnson lobs one up deep, and it's behind the receiver and short, and a flag coming in. Joplin was the intended receiver, Titus Howard in coverage.
Doesn't look like Howard ever got his head back around to find the football. And that when you do that, you're going to be in trouble. There it is at the top of your screen. You see Joplin's just running past him.
Defense number 18. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
You have to get your head back around and look for the football.
But there's no face guarding, as you well know.
No, but there is contact at the end of it a little bit, and you can get away with a little bit of contact if you turn your head back and look for the football. Well, then you could say they're trying to jockey to make a play on the ball. But if you don't turn your head back to look for the ball, that goes out the window.
Our expert up in the booth, Dick Honig from the Big Ten, says that was a good call.
I agree with him.
So it's first down and 10.
Which is rare.
Yes, you too. I had to separate you guys from pushing and shoving each other when he came in the booth. Travis Green in the tailback. The play action to him. On the run, Johnson, and that pass is flat out dropped by Alex Bayer. It'll be second down and 10. It was pressure from Anthony Gonzalez running right at Matt Johnson. He had to get rid of the football.
This is where Matt Johnson's at his best, in my opinion. Just when he's out on the edge, he's basically making things happen after everything breaks down. That's when he becomes his most effective. And he threw another strike right there on that one, and Bayer wasn't able to bring it in.
Well, Pitt taking advantage of Bowling Green slowing things down. They substitute 5 defenders. Give their guys a little bit of a rest. Pressure from the middle. They go the other way. This is Green trying to make the first man miss. It's Gonzalez. He got away from Gonzalez, but there was help on the way with Hendricks, number 25, and White for Pitt, and Vinipal again. That's a gain of 5. It'll be a big 3rd down and 5 coming up from the 31-yard line of Bowling Green.
Pressure again coming from Nicholas Grigsby, who's doing a great job rushing off the edge. Johnson's been under duress pretty much the whole night. He's been hit 8 times, knocked down 6 times, and sacked 5 times in the ball game thus far.
And Johnson looking left, coming right, throws, no good. And right there, Titus Howard and Joplin almost look like one person, so it'll be 4th down and 5, and Smidbush will come in to punt.
Titus Howard has come in tonight and shown some things. He's done a real nice job of stepping up and drawing some pretty tough duty against Sean Joplin, and yet he's been covering him very well.
Well, Tyler Boyd has done something that no Pitt player had done since Darrell Revis in 2006. Tonight, Tyler Boyd returned to punt for a touchdown, 54 yards. Smidbush can blast, though. Brother, he killed this. This thing is going to stop at the 9, and Boyd better get out of the way, because this is as good a punt as you'll see. Down to the 1. And that's where Pitt will be digging out of the shadow of their own end zone after a 67-yard punt. So you want to say that a bowl game that's not the BCS title game doesn't matter? Tonight in Hockeytown, a hockey game is broken out. We've had all sorts of pushing and shoving after whistles, a lot of jawing, downfield extra blocking, personal foul penalties. You don't see very many unsportsmanlike conduct penalties in a bowl game. And you're getting that tonight. And again, these are not common opponents. Pitt's in the ACC, Bowling Green's on the MAC. Although geographically they're not that far apart, but there is a nastiness tonight you don't normally see. And we like it. From the 2-yard line, straight ahead handoff. Very little for Jamar Parrish, who plays a hybrid tight end and fullback position for a couple of more. And James Conner, Nikki Noto, what is the update on him?
Well, guys, he's on the training table right now. He rolled his right ankle. They taped it up, and it looks as though he's about to go back into the game.
Well, you see what he has done, along with Boyd, they've outgained Bowling Green between the two of them. Although Tyler Boyd's effectiveness not quite the same with Tom Savage out of the game, and he is officially now, we're told, not returning at quarterback. So Chad Vojtik is the QB for the Panthers, the redshirt freshman. And the handoff, this is Bennett, and showing some good leg strength, gets out to the 7-yard line. So it sets up a big 3rd down and 5.
You know, back to Tyler Boyd, Dave. He had 7 catches for 111 yards in the first half when him and Tom Savage were hooking up. He has not had a touch here, and we're into the 4th quarter in the second half. And Chad Vojtik has not found a way to get the ball to his playmaker on the edge. And I would look for him to try and find Boyd on this down right here.
We have seen that Vojtik seems a little bit more comfortable rolling right. 2 out of 10 tonight, Pitt on 3rd downs. Vojtik has to get rid of it, and he does to Garner. Garner breaks free for a 1st down. Trip to the 25-yard line. He falls to the 27. The tackle made by Ryland Ward, but a big play and good presence by Vojtik.
And Pitt loves to drag a guy across shallow, and that's the receiver right there, Garner, who they do that. They run everybody else off in deeper routes on that strong side, and then they run him underneath through the traffic. Everything's cleared out, and a nice job from Vojtik of finding him and getting the ball out before he got hit back in his own end zone.
There was some confusion from Pitt about who should be in the game, and head coach Paul
That is their
Chris
first timeout of the second half.
had to call a timeout. You had Wiesner, who doesn't play that much, tried to come off the field, and he had to stay on, and another player had to come off the field, and Paul Christ realized, I'm in trouble here, I'm going to run out of time. So he burns a timeout with 11:09 to go in our game. Make a note of that in case Pitt needs him later.
The 2013 Little Caesars Bowl is brought to you by Little Caesars. Try our large, deep dish pepperoni pizza with 8 crunchy corner slices for just $8. The Volkswagen Signed and Drive event. Visit VWDealer.com. And the Quicksilver card from Capital One. Earn 1.5% cash back on every purchase.
Now by Campus Marshes, that one Michigan fan there is trying to figure out what the Wolverines are going to do without Devin Garner in the Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl. And there's our score and time here with 11:09 to go. Instead of a shelf elf, we have the Little Caesars pizza guy helping out with spotting the football from time to time. 1st and 10. Chad Vojtik started 1 of 4. He's hit 3 of his last 4, including a career-long 20-yarder, and he wants to beat that right now. He's got Boyd. He's open. Boyd to the 15, and he's pushed out of bounds. Inside the 15 at the 11-yard line. Foster on the coverage. That's a new career for Vojtik of 62 yards.
Well, I love the play call, taking a shot on 1st and 10 and getting after Boyd. Get it to Boyd. You know, the little move right there gets the separation, and bam, a home run ball. That's about as far as Vojtik can throw it right there. And Foster bit on the stutter step and was never able to quite catch up until after Boyd had made the grab and the big gain.
Vojtik in for the injured Tom Savage, out of the game with a rib injury. Cranked up a bomb there that Pitt really needed. And we have whistles and a marker in the end zone. Away from the play, obviously. This tells me it could have been a substitution infraction.
Illegal substitution on the defense, 12 men in the formation. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And the 12th man jogged off very slowly for Bowling Green. That was probably the longest jog of Brandon Ward's life. Well, Tyler Boyd, realize he broke Larry Fitzgerald's freshman record for receptions in a season. Now it's Tyler Boyd's record, and he's passed him in yards. And tonight, 173 on 8 catches. 1st and 5 following that big mistake. Handoff straight ahead, Connor. He disappears. He'll fight for about a half a yard. But he was swallowed up by the middle of the Bowling Green defense. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
And I think it's important for Pitt to get a touchdown here. I mean, they just come off the big play. They're down here and in this area. A field goal will put you ahead, but it really would put the pressure on Bowling Green if you were able to get 6 out of this deal.
And by the way, you saw Boyd there on the sidelines, and he has broken the school record for most receiving yards in the bowl. Gordon Jones, back in the Gator Bowl against Clemson in 1977, broke the record. Play action fake. Boyd, you see who he wants to go to the tight end, and nobody's watching Vojtik. Touchdown, Pitt!
Great play call by Paul Christ. They run the bootleg, and everybody's going after Holtz, the tight end. Nobody home. Vojtik makes a great decision right there. Okay, you're going to cover that guy, then I'll just run it in myself. And he does, gets it in, and that's a huge deal right there for Pitt, because Bowling Green has not been able to move the football.
Remember that incredible punt that drove Pitt back to the 2? Didn't matter. 6 plays, 98 yards, and this one, Chad Vojtik, 62 yards to Tyler Boyd.
This is the one that sets it up. Little stutter move. Boyd runs past Foster. Perfect throw from Vojtik. Sets it up for the bootleg touchdown, and Pitt goes up 7 with 8:31 to go.
Downtown Detroit, the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl on this Ford Field is humming tonight with a great game between Pitt from the ACC and the MAC champions, the Falcons of Bowling Green State University. And there is the redshirt freshman, Chad Vojtik from Cleveland, Tennessee. And he's been forced into action with Tom Savage knocked out of the game with a rib injury. Ronnie Moore back deep. There he is, number 5. Boo Boo Gates not returning this kick. Well, he has housed one for Bowling Green and blew it. Kicks it past the R in Little Caesars, and so it'll be a touchback out to the 25-yard line.
You mentioned Ronnie Moore. He's been a huge part of this Bowling Green offense, not only in the MAC championship game, but in the last several weeks of the season. And they haven't gotten him the ball very much at all today. I'm surprised that they haven't used him a little bit more and tried to take advantage of his abilities. Very good receiver out of the backfield, and has a knack for making big plays. See if they try to work him into this deal.
It's interesting that Bowling Green only has 210 total yards. Travis Green is the tailback. And on the carry, here comes a trick play. That's Heath Jackson. He wants to throw it. Now he's going to have to scramble. Under pressure, fires, coming back to make the catch. And there's your guy, Ronnie Moore. It'll be short of the first down, but what a heads-up play by Moore.
Yeah, they tried to get Moore on a deep route and lull the Pitt defensive backfield. Here's Moore right here. He's just going to kind of go out here and then go deep, and then he'll come back once he sees his guy is in trouble. See him with a little swing route there, and now he tries to run past the defense. And great discipline by the Pitt defender. And Moore comes back the other way and still ends up getting a decent gain.
You saw Moore coming in motion on the fake jet sweep. Green slithers for a short gain. He'll be just a little short of the first down, it appears. Nope, it's going to be the first down. They give it to him. So a fresh set of downs for interim coach Adam Shire. It's interesting. This bowl game has had its share of interim coaches. Western Kentucky last year, before Bobby Petrino was hired, we've seen Brian Kelly leave. Central Michigan, there was an interim coach for that game.
Yeah, the old Quinter.
Back, the old Quinter. Now at Buffalo. That was a few years back. There's been, the MAC is kind of a jumping point at times for coaches, and the officials are stopping play.
It's a tremendous jumping point for coaches, Dave. You look at, I saw a statistic, I believe it said 26% of the head coaches in FBS schools came out of the MAC. In AQ schools.
Right.
Had coached in the MAC at one point or another. You look at some of the big names of guys that are out there, and it's, Brady Hoke was at Ball State. There's just so many others.
Well, there's what we're talking about. And winning. Dave Dorn, remember? Northern Illinois was here in a bowl game, and they lost with Rod Carey. Of course, Rod's gone on to do a good job. Butch Jones, Brian Kelly. It's really interesting to see how this has, that conference has brought in so much coaching talent to college football, and will continue to do so.
Yeah, it used to be Miami of Ohio was the coach's cradle. Now the entire conference is.
I thought they were going to try again and he got eaten up by K'Wan Williams. That is a significant loss of about 9, maybe 8 if we're generous.
Well, they're going to try the reverse. Here's Williams right here, and he sees it, and he gets inside and blows it up before it gets started. You see him come on the blitz, and that was going to be a pitch and another reverse coming around the other way. Whether it had a pass at the end of it, I don't know. But the blitz perfectly timed by Williams.
2nd and 18. Bowling Green down 7. 3 lead changes in the game. Johnson guns it over the middle, and it's caught by Joplin, and he fights for the first down and gets it. And another tackle by Ray Vinipal, but it's a gain of 20 and a first down for the Falcons.
That's a nice throw there from Matt Johnson. That was not his first option either. He was looking over the other side and then saw it coming back as he had plenty of time to make that throw because of the play action.
Joplin's numbers on the night. The handoff. This is Green. Todd Thomas. they're going to mark him down at the 44-yard line. That's a loss of 3.
Well, that's how you come up and fill a hole as a linebacker. Thomas sees it. Watch him just show up in here, bam, coming full speed downhill, breaks down to make the hit, doesn't let the man cut back on him at all. That's a great open field tackle from a linebacker, reading his keys and filling it up.
Pocket here for Johnson. He fires and it's caught. That's going to be right at the marker and a first down. Heath Jackson. So Johnson getting time to throw, picks up 15 there. Hendricks on the stop and another Bowling Green first down.
And that's the key to it, Dave, is Matt Johnson's getting time to throw the football now. You see right there the route, just run your guy off, come back to the quarterback, make the grab. Timing was right on the mark. And if they protect Johnson, I believe you can pick this Pitt secondary apart. Just got to have time.
Now under 6 minutes in our game in regulation. Play action fake out to the flat. That is Moore. And he will be wrapped up by Tarish Webb. Second down coming up after a 6-yard pickup, so it'll be 4 to go. One thing I have noticed, Ray, in the last few minutes of this fourth quarter, the chippiness has stopped.
Right, and I think both teams understand that that's all fun and good, but it's costing your team. You getting those extra penalties have been costly to each side. And now the focus is on, all right, let's finish this thing and get a win. We're this close. It's a great ball game. Let's play it clean and smart to the end.
Another fake to Green. Pass again. Caught. Oh, a nice little move that time by Jackson. Working the sidelines, and he thought he could get it in the end zone. He could not. And the officials mark him out of bounds at the 15-yard line. First down again, Bowling Green.
And it's another one of those comeback routes, just a quick out, coming back to the quarterback. And how many times have we seen Pitt miss the one-on-one tackle out on the edge tonight? That's at least the 4th time I can remember where they just take a poor angle, and that was Trenton Coles in that one in particular. You got to hit that inside shoulder and use that sideline as an extra defender.
Pitt's not organized at all on defense. And again, Paul Christ has to take a timeout.
Pittsburgh.
I don't think they had 11 that time. And so that's 2 timeouts. Now, Paul Christ taking the positive spin on this and not going to ream out his team. But Pitt now with 4:49 remaining has had to use 2 timeouts in this quarter because they didn't either have enough people on the field or maybe they had too many or the wrong ones. Bowling Green trying to get the tying touchdown at PAT with 4:49 to go. They're in great field position against Aaron Donald in the Bowl back when it was the Motor City Bowl in 07. Curtis Painter threw for 546 yards. That's a Purdue record, 3 TDs. The Boilermakers had 3 21-point leads, but Central Michigan came back, and Purdue had to come down to a 40-yard field goal as time expired. Chris Summers. And the Boilermakers won that one by the score you see there. And 2 guys, Joe Tiller retired not long after that at Purdue, and Butch Jones is now at Tennessee, where he had a nice first season as the head coach of the Volunteers. 1st and 10 for Bowling Green. Here you see the score and time of the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl. With Ray Bentley, I'm Dave Lamont. Nicky Noto on the sidelines. Johnson getting away. Has a little bit of room. Fires toward the end zone. It's caught for the score! Ryan Berbering, or a PAT away from being tied up.
I'm just amazed at the arm strength that Matt Johnson can generate, throwing across his body, rolling to the right, throwing back to the left. He was 5 for 5 for 76 yards on that drive right there. Their playmaker, the quarterback, the guy who made the difference on this ball club, makes the difference here late in the ball game.
A month ago in this stadium against 14th ranked in the BCS Northern Illinois, he went wild with 5 touchdowns, nearly 400 yards passing. See the scoring drive, 9 for 75, and we are tied up with 4:42 to go, and it goes back to the redshirt freshman backup quarterback, Chad Vojtik.
Here's your receiver. He's going to work back to the inside after the rollout. You get the rollout, he crosses back, and there's some confusion, and you see 2 guys went after one, and that left Burbrink open, and Johnson had the arm strength, even though he's throwing against the grain, to zip it in there before the Pitt defense could recover. That's just a whale of a play by Matt Johnson.
3 ties, 3 lead changes in this Little Caesars Pizza Bowl. You see the numbers on that. And that gentleman you saw in the handsome orange jacket there was soon to be full-time head coach at Bowling Green, Dino Babers. Left Eastern Illinois this month. There's Babers right there. He's put on the leather jacket. And so he's going with the school colors of brown and orange. And he's an offensive-minded coach. And I tell you what, you look ahead of the MAC just briefly for Bowling Green is really set up in that Eastern Division to be a force.
Well, their quarterback, Matt Johnson's just a redshirt sophomore, so he's got a couple years left. Travis Green, their record-setting running back, is a redshirt sophomore. They've got a lot of young guys on this football team that are going to come back. 3 of their offensive linemen are underclassmen. So, in the defense, a lot of young guys there. So they are set up very well for the future.
This is Lafayette Pitts from the 4. Looking for a gap. He'll get outside the 25 to the 27-yard line. Let's visit with Robert Flores in the studio. Robert? All right, Robert, thank you very much. We've got a great game, and I'm sure they're going to have a good one in San Diego as well. The 28-yard line. Now, there's Matt Johnson, who's having the longest conversation I've ever seen a quarterback have on the telephone. He's still pumped up about that last toss, and now it's back to Vojtik. Tom Savage injured at the end of the second quarter, out for the rest of the game. Back on the ground, that's Connor, and he blasts for about 3. Tackled by Ryland Ward. It'll be second down and around 7, and Connor 200 yards on the dot.
He's had an amazing ball game, and they're going to need more from him. You know, with the amount of time left in this ball game, Pitt doesn't have to change what they do. They can continue to pound the football with Connor and then mix in their play-action passes.
And if they can get 1 or maybe 2 first downs, you have to start wondering when Bowling Green's going to think about using those 3 timeouts. Right now, though, 2nd and 7. Vojtik play-action fake, and he's got some room. Vojtik's got a first down, and he turns it up and steps out of bounds around midfield. Nobody near him. Nobody touched him. It is midfield and a first down for the Panthers.
Yeah, and there's just nobody left on the backside contained. Really, Charlie Walker, 46, is responsible for it in that deal. And once Vojtik gets the edge, Walker's no match for him, and there's nobody left down the field.
Initially, Ray, I thought Vojtik was going to run out of bounds right around the first down marker, but when he turned it up, he didn't have anything in front of him.
No reason not to keep going.
He probably picked up another 8 or 9. quarterback on the ground. Connor's going to break free here. He'll have the first down. Connor, 220 yards. And some words. He's not even out of breath. And how about this? Already tonight we saw Tom Savage pass a single season standing of Dan Marino. This run right here is a Pitt Bowl record, surpassing Tony Dorsett in the Sugar Bowl in '77.
Oh, he just does a nice job of finding the hole, having the patience, and then exploding once he gets there. And I haven't seen anyone, I've seen a lot of guys dive around those ankles, but nobody's been able to trip him up. I mean, he's strong not only up top, but all the way down to the roots.
He has not gotten the bowl record for this game yet, but he's closing in on it. He'll get the ball again. Connor fighting for 4 more yards, and now under 3 minutes to go. What about the use of timeouts here if you're Bowling Green? Pitt is in field goal range. Blewett's long of the year is 47.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it just yet. And I know Coach Shire's doing the math, looking up at the clock himself. See what happens in this next series of downs. If you stop them here on the next 2 and force them to kick, you're going to have time left. But it's dwindling. It's starting to become a consideration for sure.
The redshirt freshman quarterback hands to the freshman Connor. He is hit, spins out of it, and almost got the first down. Rylan Ward saved the first down. You also saw a helmet come off of Brian Thomas, number 43. He's got to come out. DJ Lynch had a chance early, but too good is Connor right now. Game's 5. Here's a huge 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and DJ Lynch, he had a shot to make that play. I mean, he did not get blocked, and he came in, filled the hole, and just bounced off of and wasn't able to bring down James Conner. And Connor won the battle of wills there.
And the brown and orange faithful across the way now on their feet, urging their defense to get a stop. Meantime, look at the way Pitt is using the clock. They're huddling. Nobody huddles.
I think Shire should have used a timeout after that play.
They get a first down with Connor. He's fighting for it, can't get it. I know he didn't do it. Now, 1:25 to go. There you see a timeout being called by Bowling Green. You're 4th down and a yard.
You have to kick a field goal.
You're going to, okay.
Timeout, Bowling Green. That is their first timeout of the second half.
Great job, by the way, by the Bowling Green defense. Everybody in the building knew Connor was going to get the ball.
Yeah, and here he is. And, he got knocked laterally. And we haven't seen Connor with his shoulders, parallel to the line of scrimmage very much. Perpendicular to the line of scrimmage very much tonight. But that time he got turned sideways, and when he did, that allowed the rest of the Bowling Green defense to show up and help out and make a tackle there. Paul Sen, the guy who fought off the block and ended up getting him down short of the first down. But I kick a field goal here if I'm Pitt.
And here comes Chris Blewett. Connor's like, come on. Look at him. He wants another crack at it.
You like that and you understand that, but your defense has played so well. Put it on them to win this ball game. Get the field goal, get your lead, and then play defense.
So for the lead, it would be our 4th lead change if Blewett's field goal is good from 39 yards. That's the number he missed at. He hooked it badly on that kick. Nailed it. 4 lead changes tonight. Bowling Green will have 1:17 to tie it or win it with 2 timeouts. What a game.
It's going to go right down that wire. And with Matt Johnson back there and his ability to make plays, no lead is safe. This is great concentration, Dave, as you mentioned. Blewett had missed one already from that distance, 39 yards. Great concentration on that one, no doubt about it.
Well, some good news for you football fans. This Capital One Bowl week continues Friday with a triple header on ESPN at 2:30. The Military Bowl presented by Northrop Grumman, featuring Marshall and Maryland. And at 6, Syracuse versus Minnesota in the Texas Bowl. At 9:30, BYU and Washington in the Fight Hunger Bowl. Capital One Bowl week continues Friday at 2:30 on ESPN. Also live on Watch ESPN. It's part of why this is the most wonderful time of the year. A lot of reasons for it, of course. But bowl games right up on the list.
This kickoff is very important.
Well, Blewett has blasted Ray his last 2. But you've got Boo Boo Gates back there who's returned 1 for a touchdown already.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying it's very important for Blewett to kick this thing through the end zone if possible.
But now Bowling Green will return with a hot quarterback and Matt Johnson, who had his best drive of the night, arguably, on the team. Gates dropped at the 25-yard line, same thing as if it had been a touchback. Big hit by Jason Hendricks. Here's one of your captains and safety, and a flag is down at the 31-yard line. I was about to say Hendricks is a stud on defense for the Panthers, and he made the stop on special teams. This is an interesting call. I did not see anything. It's about 11 yards away from where the tackle was made.
Most often on a situation
during the
like
return, holding number 61 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. 1st and 10, Bowling Green.
That's a tough one for the Falcons. Terrence Bush, a redshirt freshman from South Bend, making the mistake. Now, don't forget, after this is over with, you can tune into ESPN3 if you're a fan of either of these teams for the post-game trophy ceremony presented by Capital One that'll be immediately following the game. So Adam Shire, first time he's been a head coach other than 6th grade girls basketball, might be on his way to Wake Forest to join Dave Clawson and his staff after this game is over with, as are the Bowling Green coordinators on offense and defense. But now, with 1:13 to go, can Bowling Green find a way to tie or go ahead? As Johnson under pressure. He's good on the run, though, and he proves it right there with a strike to the 32-yard line. Tackle made by K'Wan Williams. Heath Jackson on the catch.
And Pitt has to do a better job of finding a way to contain Matt Johnson, because he's been able to break contain, and every time he does, Bowling Green comes up with a big play.
And Aaron Donald not really a factor for Pitt. Number 97 in white, the multiple trophy award winner. Johnson scrambling here. Time running out, he throws it away. He was outside the pocket. There will not be intentional grounding called. Clock stops, 62 seconds remaining, 2nd down and 10.
And once again, Pitt is not able to contain Matt Johnson. And that's where he's most dangerous, when everything breaks down and he starts running around. In particular, going to his right.
Paul Christ arguing about he wants the clock going right here. A little bit of time for Bowling Green to dial up something they like. Don't forget those 2 yellow slashes there mean they have 2 timeouts. Johnson under a little bit of pressure here. Steps up. Now he's flushed. Johnson on the run. Throws. There's a flag down.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Logan Dietz for holding.
Yeah, all the Pitt fans, we happen to be seated on the Pitt side, and we're applauding that call. Burbrink made a ridiculously fine catch, but it's coming back.
And you know who he was holding? Is James Conner.
Holding on the offense, number 67. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 2nd down.
Actually, they called on Jacob Bennett, but he's the one, you see him, he's got a hold of Conner, who not only has rushed for over 220 yards tonight, they put him in late in the ball game. He gets an effective pass rush and draws the holding penalty.
Right, he gets an extra pizza after.
Right? It's pizza.
Yes, exactly. And I'm also going to call him the player of the night. I think I can do that with your blessing.
Yeah. You won't hear an argument from me on that.
2nd down and 20. Two-way football being played by Conner. Buck up, young lady. This game's not over. Donald, biggest play of the night for Pitt, arguably defensively, and it's made by the All-American. 3rd down and very long, and Bowling Green might need to take the timeout, and they do.
And Aaron Donald just works the edge and gets around Logan Dietz and beats him for the 6th sack of the night. Here he is right here, just going to be an outside rush with a little rip move, get the arm underneath him, slap it down, whip it back up, get straight to the quarterback, and from the other edge, James Conner showed up as well.
There's Mom, Anita, leading the cheers. 3rd and 31. But on a night like tonight, don't rule out anything.
No, you got to figure it's 4 down, not territory necessarily, but definitely time for Bowling Green. They got 2 shots. They don't have to get it all in just one play.
One thing is, whatever plays they've called, they've been disrupted by the pressure placed on Matt Johnson. As you mentioned, 6 sacks for the Panthers D tonight. Johnson in deep trouble here. Look out! What's the call? Is it a safety? No. The referee says the tackle by Tyrone Ezell occurred about a yard outside the end zone. It's 4th and impossible for Bowling Green.
And Ezell, just a 3-man rush, but he gets his 2nd sack of the year, 2nd sack of the night. And he just keeps working. And the whole side gets collapsed, and he ends up looping around the outside of Shakir Soto and gets home and makes the play.
And you saw Aaron Donald was tackled by 2 Bowling Green linemen. All right, well, Coach, if Matt Johnson has a sense of humor, he goes, what's the 4th and 40 play in the playbook?
Some sort of Hail Mary, I would imagine.
How many Hail Marys have you seen from your own end zone?
Not many.
No.
You know, there's the hook and ladder that you see a lot of times in this situation.
You see what Pitt is. Look at the ridiculous improvement in just one game. Now they have to get to their own 41-yard line to keep this going, and now they're out of timeouts. Here comes the pressure. All right, let's see if we get any laterals. There's 1, and there's 2, and that might have even slightly forward. There's another pass, and it's falling out in the end zone. Johnson's got to get rid of it. He does. Another lateral. Time may run out before all the laterals are finished. That one goes the wrong direction, and as it goes out of bounds, that does it.
Wow. The only thing we were missing was the band running onto the field there.
And Pitt will finish with a winning record. So important for Paul Christ and his staff. And there's your Capital One player of the game without question.
Incredible night for James Conner.
I mean, you just beat a record held by one of the greatest players in the history of football, Tony Dorsett.
Well, he had 26 carries, 229 yards, and a touchdown. And then on defense, you got a pressure that forced a holding call on that last drive and then helped on a sack with Aaron Donald to finish the game off.
What a game this really was. This was just fantastic. And for Pitt, it's a big night for them. 7-6 to some folks may not sound like much, but this is a program that's gone through so much turmoil with coaching staff, quarterback changes, and they pick up a bowl win, and they do it with help from the redshirt freshman quarterback, Chad Vojtik, who had to come in when Tom Savage couldn't finish the game, and Aaron Donald came up with a big play late. Adam Shire, where will he be going after this? Paul Christ heading back to Pittsburgh, but Shire might be bound for North Carolina and to join that staff at Wake Forest. Fabulous game tonight. We certainly hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. Don't forget, you can tune into ESPN3 very shortly to see the trophy presentation. Tyler Boyd had an amazing game tonight, too. 8 catches for 173 yards, and maybe the biggest play of the night was the Vojtik Boyd hookup 62 yards away that helped Pitt get to the winning score. Let's get down to the field. Paul Christ is standing by with Nikki Noto. Nikki.
Coach, congratulations on a great win. I have to ask you about your offense. Vojtik, Connor, Boyd, how pleased are you with their performance tonight?
It was they were fun to watch compete, and you know, James was doing it on both ends, and you know, AD showed up big at the end right there, and just really happy for these players, you know, and to be able to finish this season with a win like that means a lot.
Coach, absolutely. You said that you didn't want to lose another bowl game. What's next for the Pitt Panthers football program after this game?
Well, get a little vacation, and then you know, come back, and we'll start school soon, and you know, feel great for these seniors, and they mean a lot to us, and they've been through a lot. And for the younger guys, you got to take this and turn it into a positive momentum. Now, it doesn't just happen, you know, but you know, appreciate all the efforts tonight, certainly. You know, Tommy put it all out there, and a lot of guys did, and so we're really happy for the seniors, and now we got to take it and move forward, you know, as the underclassmen.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats again.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Nikki. Congratulations to Paul Christ, and that'll do it from Detroit. Your final score tonight, Pitt 30, Bowling Green 27. For Ray Bentley and Nikki Noto, I'm Dave Lamont saying thank you for watching the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl. Now we're going to send it off to the studio and join Robert Flores. A championship strap awaits the winner.
great game. I saw you on the sideline with a little bit of an ankle injury, but that didn't slow you down, and you broke Dorsett's record. What can you say about the game tonight and going out with a bowl game victory?
It was a great game. You know, I wanted to send the seniors out the right way. You know, Tom Savage, Aaron Donald, they all deserve it. You know, it was a great team effort, so I just want to send your seniors out the right way.
What can you say about backup quarterback Vojtik coming in and really controlling the offense for you guys? How about his performance?
Chad did a great job, you know, scoring a touchdown. And, you know, at halftime, you know, I knew Tom wouldn't be able to go. So I told Chad, I said, I've got all the trust in the world in you. And he came out, he was calm, cool, and collective, and we got the victory.
Absolutely. Congrats again. Enjoy with your team.
Thank you so much.
One, two, there we go. All right, ready?
You have to be proud of that great effort, that great showing. First thing we'd like to do is let you know that we're joined here today by the chairman of the board of the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl, Dilip Dubey, to my far left, president of Netlink Corporation, to my immediate left, Ed Gleich, Vice President of Global Marketing for Little Caesars Enterprises. To my
This is the Quicksilver Cashback card from Capital One. It's not the fumbling around with rotating categories card. It's not the getting blindsided by limits card. It's the no game playing, no earning limit having, keep bomb throwing, give me the ball and I'll take it to the house cashback card. This is the Quicksilver Cash card from Capital One. Unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, everywhere, every single day. So let me ask you, what's in your wallet?
And now let's go to our post-game trophy ceremony presented by Capital One.
To travel and support us. Appreciate it. To the seniors, thanks for everything. It's been a heck of a journey. Great finish. Appreciate everyone.
Thank you, Coach. Now we have two individual awards we'd like to present. First is the outstanding lineman of the game. No surprise, from Pitt, defensive lineman Aaron Donald. And also the most valuable player from the University of Pittsburgh, gained 229 yards rushing, James Conner. James, come on up here. Congratulations to both teams. Be sure to drive safely and have happy holidays.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bowling Green, Pittsburgh, and the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl, thank you for attending tonight's game. On behalf of the sponsors of the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl, thank you for your support throughout the 2013 college football season. We wish you and yours a happy holiday season. Buckle up, have a safe trip home, and have a happy new year.
Our congratulations to the champions of the 2013 Little Caesars Pizza Bowl, the Pitt Panthers. Time now for your Capital One Cup standings update. And tonight we're taking a look at men's soccer. And congratulations to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who won their first championship after defeating Maryland 2-1 in the Men's College Cup final. With the win, Notre Dame earns 60 points in the Capital One Cup standings. The Virginia Cavaliers finished the season ranked third, earning them 30 points. For an updated look at the complete Capital One Cup standings, log on to CapitalOneCup.com. Thank you for watching the Little Caesars postgame trophy ceremony presented by Capital One. And good night from Detroit.